Governor Glenn Youngkin. His is one of several states with rescue teams still searching for storm survivors a week after Hurricane Helene.
We are right now in a moment of saving lives and providing people a pathway back to hope. And I don't have a lot of time for folks that are trying to politicize this moment.
Across the Southeast, the storm is now blamed for at least 224 deaths, with hundreds more considered missing and others isolated by flooding and damage. Hundreds of people rescued in North Carolina yesterday. Former President Trump has an event with Georgia's governor today before visiting North Carolina. Vice President Harris has a rally planned in Michigan. A win for the Biden administration for the U.S. Supreme Court, leaving in place 2 environmental rules aimed at reducing planet-warming methane emissions and toxic mercury from coal-fired power plants. Republican-leaning states and industry groups argue the EPA overstepped its authority and that the standards are impossible to meet, with the justices rejecting an emergency request to block the rules. A new warning from Iran that if Israel responds to Tuesday's missile attack, an even bigger attack will follow. That message delivered by Iran's foreign minister visiting Beirut as Israel continues to target Iran proxies.
They took out a key Hamas commander in an airstrike in the West Bank. They also reportedly targeted a possible successor to Hassan Nasrallah in Beirut overnight. But neither the IDF nor Hezbollah have commented on that. Israel says in the past 4 days, its airstrikes and ground forces have killed 250 terrorists in southern Lebanon and taken out 2,000 Hezbollah positions.
Fox's Nate Foy in Tel Aviv, the UN chief condemning the toll on civilians as unacceptable. America is listening to Fox News.
As a mom, comforting my family is what I do best. Vicks VapoStick provides soothing, non-medicated Vicks vapors in an easy-to-apply stick. And it dries fast, so there's no mess. I use it to comfort myself and my family.
Thanks, Mom.
Vicks VapoStick. Soothing comfort for the whole family. And when you need more comfort for yourself, try Vicks Vapo Shower Max for steamy Vicks vapors.
Use as directed. VapoStick for use ages 4 and up. Vapo Shower Max use for adults only.
October is Cybersecurity Awareness Month, and LifeLock is here to elevate your protection game. Using the same simple password across all your accounts, that's risky. While updating your passwords to be more unique is a good start, true peace of mind comes with LifeLock. LifeLock doesn't just alert you to suspicious activity, but monitors for more uses of your personal info and will fix identity theft issues that arise, guaranteed, or your money back. Secure your identity today with a 30-day free trial at LifeLock.com. Use promo code NEWS. Terms apply.
Air Comfort Service, heating, cooling, and insulation. Weather.
We stay in our warm, early October weather pattern right through the weekend. Lots of sunshine going through our Friday afternoon. 82 the high, much like yesterday. Tonight, clear skies, 70s this evening. 61 for the low. Saturday, sunny. It's warm to hot. 87 degrees on Saturday afternoon, but short of a record, though well above average. Sunday, sunny and 81. This is 97.1 FM Talk. Chief Meteorologist Dave Murray.
Getting quality employees to fill positions in your company is essential, but finding those people can be a major hassle, unless you use ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter makes finding quality people a breeze. And right now you can try it for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. With ZipRecruiter, one click sends your job to hundreds of top job sites. But more than that, ZipRecruiter's advanced technology identifies the candidates with the skills you need, sends you a list of great matches to review, then actively invites them to apply for your job. And the results speak for themselves. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. That's right, the first day. Now you can focus on your business and let ZipRecruiter do the work finding the best people for you. See for yourself. Experience the ease, efficiency, and power of ZipRecruiter for free. Just go to ZipRecruiter.com/radio. That's ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter.com/radio.
Are you worried about the state of the economy? Concerned about market crashes and rising inflation wiping out your savings? At Noble Gold Investments, we understand your fears and have a solution. Call us today at 1-888-403-1050. Imagine safeguarding you and your family with a tangible asset that has stood the test of time. Gold. With Noble Gold Investments, you can diversify your portfolio and protect your wealth from economic turmoil. Our team will guide you through the process process, ensuring you make informed decisions that best suit your needs. Call Noble Gold Investments today at 1-888-403-1050. That's 1-888-403-1050. The future is uncertain. Take control now. Call 1-888-403-1050.
Past performance may not be indicative of future results. Investing in precious metals, including gold, involves risks. Consult with your tax attorney or financial professional before making an investment decision.
Hi, I'm Jim Brennan with McKelvey Homes. This could be your final opportunity to secure the carefree villa home of your dreams at the Preserve in Afton. Free from the hassles of lawn care, landscaping, and snow removal. With prices starting in the 400s, we will build to order or select from one of our 6 move-in ready designer market homes and save thousands. And also receive $10,000 cash to close from the skilled craftsmen of the Mid-America Carpenters Union for closing costs or bite on your interest rate. Visit McKelveyHomes.com and move up to McKelvey.
Is thinning hair or a receding hairline making you self-conscious? Try Hair Grow from New Nordic. Stop feeling embarrassed about thinning hair and start feeling your best with Hair Grow. Available online at Amazon, Walmart.com, and NewNordicUSA.com.
That is exactly what I needed to hear.
Thank God someone here knows what they're talking about.
That's us. That's right. Gotta love this American ride.
All right, you need to take the time and get the full picture.
Come on, turn the radio on. It's Saturday and I won't be long.
Don't get me wrong, I love the ladies. I mean, they rev my engine, but they don't belong in the newsroom. It is Anchor Man, not Anchor Lady.
What do you want from me? I'm not America's sweetheart.
Goodness sake, kid. Keep your voice down. Your father's listening to the radio.
I'm not America's sweetheart.
This is the Annie Fry Show.
Well, happy Friday. Welcome to the Annie Fry Show. Thanks for spending a little bit of your afternoon, maybe your lunchtime, with us here on 97.1 FM Talk. We're glad to have you. We're going to speak with Joe DeVito, who is a regular panelist on Gutfeld on Fox News. You definitely know him, recognize him from there. But I also think that it'll be interesting to talk to him about the vice presidential debate. I think it'll be interesting to talk to him about Joe Biden. Did you guys see Joe Biden's response? Several recent responses here on questions he's being asked by the media.
Oh my gosh, yes. Yes.
He does not seem well. This doesn't seem like a surprise or anything that President Biden isn't as with it as, maybe Kamala Harris might be in this instance. Like if we ask these questions, is it fair to ask Kamala Harris of these questions first and foremost? She is the vice president. Has he turned over the reins to her? If he hasn't, and he's the president, why does he say things like this when he's asked about...
States in the storm zone need, Mr. President?
Sorry?
What do the states in the storm zone, what do they need after what you saw today?
Oh, in the storm zone?
Yes, sir.
I'm wondering what storm you're talking about. They're getting everything they need. And they're very happy across the board. So we just got to keep... I'm going to have to go back to the Congress and get some more money for it.
Mr. President.
He doesn't understand. The question is, are they getting everything they need? And from the storm, are they getting everything they need? He has to locate which storm is being referred to there. He's like, oh, the storm. I wonder which storm you were talking about. And then he says they're getting everything they need. And he says they're happy across the board. I saw today directly from FEMA, the FEMA Twitter account, a message, and then I didn't have time because I was not in a position to compare them both when I saw it, but it looked like the American Red Cross tweeted out the exact same message that FEMA had sent out, and FEMA is there and ready to respond to disinformation that is out there. I don't know how much budget the disinformation wing of FEMA is operating on, but FEMA is very much so pushing back on the idea of rumors and disinformation. Their tweet that they sent out yesterday at 5:14. This is from FEMA, at FEMA on X. There's been a lot. It says there has been a lot of rumors. Shouldn't it say there have been?
Yes. You don't need to question that. That's for sure.
There has been a lot of rumors spreading about the hashtag Helene response. Rumors can create confusion and prevent people from getting assistance they need. Help us share accurate information. And then they link to FEMA.gov/Helene-rumors. So it says rumor. FEMA does not have enough money to provide disaster assistance for Helene. Fact, FEMA has enough money right now for immediate response and recovery needs. If you are affected by Helene, do not hesitate to apply for disaster assistance, as there is a variety of help available for different needs. Rumor, FEMA is asking for cash donations and turning away volunteers. Fact, this is false. FEMA does not ask for or generally accept any cash donations or volunteers for disaster response. We do encourage people who want to help to volunteer with or donate cash to reputable voluntary or charitable organizations. After disaster, cash is often the best way to help, as it provides the greatest flexibility for these reputable organizations working on the ground to purchase exactly what is needed. If you encounter someone claiming to represent FEMA and asking for donations, be careful, as that is likely a scam. Government employees will never solicit money. I got a question about that. Okay. It's a different topic. Rumor, funding for FEMA disaster response was diverted to support international efforts or border-related issues. That's not the rumor. That's a little broad and vague. Fact, this is false. No money is being diverted from disaster response needs. FEMA's disaster response efforts and individual assistance is funded through the Disaster Relief Fund, which is a dedicated fund for disaster efforts. Disaster Relief Fund money has not been diverted to other non-disaster-related efforts. Rumor, FEMA is confiscating donations for survivors. Fact, rumor about FEMA turning away donations, stopping trucks or vehicles with donations, confiscating and seizing supplies often spread after a disaster. These are all false. FEMA does not take donations and or food from survivors or voluntary organizations. Donations of food, water, and other goods are handled by voluntary agencies who specialize in storing, sorting, cleaning, and distributing donated items. FEMA does not conduct vehicle stops or handle road closures with armed guards. These are done by local law enforcement. Last one, FEMA will only provide $750 to disaster survivors to support their recovery. Fact, this is false. One type of assistance that is often approved quickly after you apply to serious needs assistance, which is $750, help pay for essential items like food, water, baby formula, breastfeeding supplies, medication, and other emergency supplies. There are other forms of assistance that you may qualify to receive once you apply for disaster assistance. As your application continues to be reviewed, you may still receive additional forms of assistance for other needs, such as support for temporary housing and home repair costs. Learn more about the types of assistance available, and then it goes on to say how you can contact them. A lot of these are their response to rumors that are taking place, and rumors do swirl in instances like this, so I think it's good that FEMA is out here trying to clarify things, but they are definitely clarifying things in political terms. There's definitely a political angle to this. What Americans are looking at right now is a president who has to go, oh, which storm? Oh, that storm. Are you freaking kidding me? I mean, I know he spent the weekend at the beach while the rest of the people's front yards were being turned into a beach by the ocean rushing into them throughout North Carolina and everywhere leading up to it. But the president doesn't know what's going on, and he says that people are happy across the board with the service that has been provided by the federal government. That is not true. That needs to be fact-checked, FEMA. That is not accurate. People are not happy. The governors are not happy. People are not okay. And the issue that many Americans have right now regarding funding that goes through FEMA, you notice they say here, FEMA does not have enough money to provide disaster assistance for Helene. FEMA has enough money right now for immediate response and recovery needs. Haven't they come out and said that they don't know about the next storm that comes through? We're depleting all of our resources here. Now, the question in government is if you deplete your resources, where do you go to get more money? Well, the overbloated federal government says they come to you to get more money. They can always go back to the taxpayer, which is where all of FEMA's money comes from, is from you, the government. Other than printing money and degrading the value of what you have and what you've saved and what you own, the government does not have money until they take it from you. And the only way that they can subsidize depleted resources is to take it from you or to move it from somewhere else. But we've moved all of our money overseas. We've sent billions of dollars to Zelensky, who comes back and says, please, may I have some more? And then we say, sure, what do you want? There are instances all across the world where American dollars have gone to help assist, grow, build, rebuild places all across the world. And right now, for whatever particular reason, there are people still stranded a week after this storm hits. And the majority of the help that is rescuing these people are civilians who have found helicopters and are going out looking for people flashing mirrors at those helicopters to be rescued. But FEMA's on it. They're going to make sure that the disinformation doesn't win the day. Good for them.
Why do we even have a 25th Amendment?
It's a fair question.
If you're not using it right now, this is why it was written. It doesn't even matter. Just real quick, though, I pulled up FEMA.gov because I had heard people talking about this, and I wanted to see for myself. There's a tab. It's on the homepage under priorities. You'd think pretty clearly.
Is America in there?
Yeah, there's a flag logo in there. There is
Does it say red state, blue state?
Tab that says priorities. Number one, credit to them, disaster response and recovery. There really, though, shouldn't be anything other than
just
that.
Stop at number one.
That's it. You don't really need to even say that. We know what your organization is. Number two, equity. Instill equity as a foundation of emergency management. Number three, climate resilience. Lead whole of community in climate resilience, and there's all kinds of things that you can dig into each one of these. It's right there on FEMA's website, on the homepage.
We've got a really, really big problem here, and it's not a red-blue problem. There are Republicans and Democrats who are stranded, who have lost everything, who are looking for anybody to help. I was watching Jesse Waters last night, and there was a young man. I would assume he was in his early 20s. And he was heartbroken at the devastation that they had experienced. Jesse asked him if he had lost anybody, and he said that he had a friend who he lost who was homeless. And his friend and another one of their homeless friends had put up tent or shop or whatever near the river, and they drowned. And he's like, there's nobody here. Nobody's coming. Nobody cares. And he wasn't, I mean, I teared up watching this, and I watch a lot of news, and I've seen some horrific stories come out of this Helene thing, ones where I see the headline and I'm like, I am not capable of reading that story. I wish I'd never even seen the headline. There are a lot of politics that surround what's going on right now in this hurricane response, but it all comes after the immediate response that needs to take place for the people of North Carolina, for Georgia, for South Carolina, for Florida, those people who are experiencing the immediate effect of a hurricane. There's the rebuilding process. There's the, okay, everything's clear. How do we relay this road? Where do we put people up while we get the ground clean? There are people still stranded. This is the type of stuff, here in the Midwest, we react to tornadoes. We know what it's like to experience massive tornadoes. I've talked about this before, but my parents' house was hit. The barn that's on our property there, my parents' property there, ended up having to come down because of that tornado. I was at my parents' house when that tornado hit. I saw what happened to the Amazon building. The Amazon building was in the yard when we came out of the house. The pieces of it were all over the place, and if you know where to look, they're still in the trees in the area by my house, my parents' house, because the insulation and the parts of the building that got picked up and taken all the way through the path of that tornado, they still exist there.
Yeah, that's wild because that building's not that close to you guys. I mean, it's
it's a mile and a half by the crow fly.
Yeah.
Yeah. We know what it's like to clean up after that, but a tornado is boom, there, and then it's gone. And it just massive destruction. The hurricane did this to states. And they're dealing with this and reacting to this on such a massive scale that it's like what we've experienced with tornadoes, so exponentially larger. And we don't have a federal government that can show up and run the show. I feel like we do have the resources. We do have the personnel that can make this happen. Why aren't we doing it? Why isn't it happening? God be with those people who are dealing with an absolutely horrific hurricane and a completely inept government. Let's take a quick break. When we come back, Joe DeVito is going to join us. We're going to take listener calls at 1 o'clock. Our YouTube live chat poll is what scares you the most? It's October, folks. We've got spiders. That's what scares me the most. Heights scares Brad the most. Snakes scares Ethan the most. And Ryan couldn't really pin one down.
So scared of so many things.
He's got so many things. So the fourth one is other. So Ryan will tell us throughout the day all of the things that frighten him. And you can vote for other, too, and we'll see how many commonalities we get in your YouTube comments. Joe DeVito on The Annie Fry Show. When we return, don't go away.
It's good to be alive right about now. You're listening to The Annie Fry Show on St. Louis's home for conservative talk. Find the podcast, on-demand audio, and more at 971talk.com/Annie.
All right, let's talk about the Diamond Shop and an event that you need to put on your calendar. Great opportunity for you folks who are thinking of getting engaged. The date is October 17th, and the event is their Sip and Shop event, and I'm inviting you to come. If you are thinking about engaged, the Sip and Shop event is for you, with every engagement ring sold during the event, which are also 30% off that night. 30% off. That's fantastic. You're going to get an additional $100 credit towards your future purchase of a wedding band. So this is a great opportunity on October 17th at the Diamond Shop, located in Clayton, to finally make the move and make that purchase for that engagement ring and then save on the wedding band that is to follow. They're located in Clayton. I encourage you to go online right now, become a VIP by scrolling down to the bottom of the page, fill out the quick form, and you'll be VIP in no time. Online at thediamondshop.net.
Hi, Charles Pan here at one of the exciting Money Show events where I'm presenting the keynote, broadcasting my live TV show, and best of all, giving away free copies of my newest book, Unbreakable Investor. It's a $29.95 value, but if you act now, I'll give you one too.
For your free copy of Charles Payne's new book, Unbreakable Investor, text CASH to 505-505 and just cover shipping. Text CASH to 505-505. Text CASH to 505-505.
I'm handing you my investing playbook, 348 pages on how I personally invest to target the biggest returns while mitigating risk. It's how I've been with the market so I never break. Guidance so crucial for today's investors that I'm covering the cost of the book and giving you a copy for free.
To get your free copy of Charles Payne's new book, Unbreakable Investor, text the word CASH to 505-505 and just cover shipping. Text CASH to 505-505 while supplies last. Text CASH to 505-505 right now.
Attention Missouri Medicaid members. If you need assistance with daily living, you can receive a free service from Freedom Care in your own home from a loved one. With Freedom Care, you decide who provides your daily care with help preparing meals, bathing, laundry, transportation, and more. A family member or friend that gets paid instantly after every shift. It's all funded by Medicaid and 100% free to you. Call now to check your eligibility. New to Medicaid, the Freedom Care family will guide you through enrollment, making it stress-free for patients and caregivers. With over 5,000 five-star Google reviews, we've perfected at-home care for Medicaid members and caregivers. This service is free to you through Medicaid, and with our InstaPay app, caregivers are paid instantly. So go to freedomcare.com or call 314-557-7915. 314-557-7915. 314-557-7915.
You're listening to the Annie Fry Show live from the Air Comfort Service Heating, Cooling, and Insulation Studio. Fall weather is on its way. Time to schedule your heating system check to make sure you heat your home safely. Schedule your heating system check today at aircomfortservice.com.
Together, we can help those who've been affected by Hurricane Helene. Your financial donation to the Red Cross is the focus of this month's Conservatives Care. Visit redcross.org, call 1-800-RED-CROSS, or text the word Helene to 90999. Message and data rates apply.
I run a comb through my hair and step out in the street. And the city's the color of flame in the midsummer heat. Oh, yeah.
You're listening to The Annie Fry Show. The Annie Fry Show is streaming online. Watch us live on YouTube and subscribe.
Oh, man, I love this song. It makes me happy. Makes me think of my childhood. Do you remember this song, Eric Carmen?
Oh, I remember it, but I don't have any fond memories like you do.
You didn't walk in slow motion on the beach to the song?
No, but I will.
Okay, good. In Pontoon Beach. Yeah, naturally. Just a little good Eric Carmen to get your Friday going exactly the way it should be. We've been talking in the first segment a lot about Hurricane Helene and the response. And when you see President Biden walk out there and say, oh, that storm, you have to ask yourself, to your point, Ryan, why do we even have the 25th Amendment? I think that was very well put. Want to bring our next guest onto the show. Excited to, as always, have Joe DeVito join us, a writer, comedian, famous comedian, I might add, regular panelist on the Fox News' Gutfeld hit show. Joe DeVito is back with us. Joe, good to have you here. Thanks for joining us again.
Hey, good. Always good to talk to you guys.
You too. Did you see that clip of Joe Biden needing clarification when he was asked by the reporter about do the people have what they need from the storm? And he had to think about that for a second to make sure that he could sort out all the storms in his life. What do you think about that?
Yeah, what storm? Oh no, the Galveston flood of 1900, Joe. What do you think we're talking about?
He's been around for a lot of them.
He has. And I want to know, for a guy who spends all his time on the beach, I've never seen someone that pale.
That umbrella must be doing the trick that he's usually sitting under. Yeah.
I mean, think about it. Kamala took his delegates and his melanin. He's got to throw on some sunblock.
Are you worried about? Are you worried about him actually functioning? We've been talking about this for years. His ability and his faculties. I mean, it's October. There's going to be a new president in January. Doesn't matter anymore. Does it bother you that he's not there?
Oh, well, I was listening to you guys talk about the 25th Amendment. What's the point of having it? He's clearly incapacitated. I think at this point, it's just a very slow grudge match between him and Jimmy Carter.
What do you think? Okay, I don't know how to say this in all seriousness, because I'm going to say in all seriousness, and we've got Joe DeVito on the phone here. That's why you're here, Joe, for seriousness.
Okay.
They took that picture of Jimmy Carter on his 100th birthday. He doesn't look well.
Yeah.
Everybody knows what it's like to experience somebody at that point in their life. They've lived a long life. They're not well. They don't look like they used to. Is it the right thing to do for the president of the United States? He's still here with us. He's 100 years old. Quite a feat to publicize that moment.
No, I thought it was pretty gross of his family. I mean, I've seen people who are 100 years old who were pretty sharp, but I don't think you should put that pressure on somebody. He looked terrible. I think he's just hanging in there so he can hold on to his title of worst living president. Because, like I said, he and Joe are battling it out now.
Yeah.
But I thought that was. I don't know why they had to do that, and then to turn into a political thing where. Was it his grandson or his nephew saying that he just wants to live long enough to vote for Kamala? I mean, come on.
To reduce his life to that. Like, he can die in mid-November, and it'll be fine. That just seems very bizarre to me. I want to talk to you about the vice presidential debate. The memes that have come out of the facial expressions of J.D. Vance and Tim Walz. That's publicity that campaigns can't even buy. I think J.D. Vance stuck the landing on that one. What was your take on what took place on Tuesday at that debate?
I thought it was great. I think Tim Walz. Tim Walz looks like someone who's wearing a Tim Walz mask.
Yeah. Somebody said
Have you
that.
noticed
Like, he looks like he's playing Tim Walz. That's exactly right.
Yeah, his face looks a little rubbery, and he has that bad attribute of when you look at still photos from video, he looks like he has no teeth. I don't know what causes that. But he looks like his mouth is empty. Yeah, it was, and the way they're trying to spin it that, when his eyes are wide, it means he's passionate, which, look, if you're in a moment of passion with someone in their eyes do that, feel free to fill those eyes with pepper spray because that is not good.
I don't know what he means. Joe, it's just so funny that you mentioned that because not on the air, but while we were watching the debate together, I said something about you can tell something about a person by how much of their teeth you can see when they're talking and smile. And I was like, I don't know why. That's really weird. But you and I are kindred spirits in that regard. That's weird.
Yeah. And I don't know if there's anything you can do to control. I know for me, I have some crooked teeth because I'm such an angry person that I'm pretty much grinding my teeth down all the time. And whenever I see a screenshot from an appearance on Fox, I look like Snaggletooth. Of course, I'm on panel with everyone whose teeth look like perfect piano keys. So I understand what he might be going through. But, that was and he also looked a little bit like the guy from the Heaven's Gate cult. He had a little bit of that kind of vibe to him.
Applewhite.
What about
he did look.
Applewhite?
That was his name, yeah.
Why do you know that?
I don't know, but I had to say it because I knew it.
And it was also they had in common, both of them have had their testicles removed.
What? Is this a setup?
Wait, is this
Did
going?
you know that? In the Heaven's Gate cult, one of the things to do is they went to Mexico to get themselves castrated.
Oh,
I didn't know that.
No, I didn't know that.
Oh, yeah.
Man, you and Ryan are just trying to show off about how much you know about these cults. Ryan, your turn. Hail Bob.
No, he got me. I don't know anymore.
The Heaven's Gate one was great because I love cult stuff, and you hear the people say, oh, he was so charismatic. Yeah. And you watch 2 seconds of footage and you think, this guy's the biggest loon I've ever seen in my life. So, again, perhaps some parallels to our current leaders and wannabe leaders.
Yeah. Joe DeVito with us right now, writer, comedian, and regular panelist on Fox News Gutfeld. We've talked about Tim Walz. What about J.D. Vance? Because, he came into this. He was the weird one, according to Tim Walz. He's the one who started the whole... It's like, oh, this all makes sense now. I get it. What did you think about J.D. Vance's performance?
I thought he did great, and I thought he seemed prepared. He did everything you would want someone to do in a debate like that, and you can tell because, again, when the spin machine, they're trying to say, oh, well, sure, he sounded great, but that just is even more reason to be worried about him. And it's like, well, no, it means he actually did a good job.
Yeah. Yeah, no, this is what a good guy looks like. We had Tyrus on. He's on with us every Thursday, and he said he wanted J.D. Vance to be more aggressive, which coming from Tyrus doesn't surprise me at all. He wanted to see a fight. He wanted to see J.D. Vance take it to Tim Walz and put Tim Walz out of his misery. It looked like he was miserable up there. I contested with Tyrus that I thought that J.D. Vance's job was to win over or put a major crack in the surface of the suburban women, because that's where Donald Trump, that's probably his lowest demographic of people who are in my world right now. You're moving kids around. Maybe you don't have kids, but you're working your tail off. You're really busy, and you just don't have time for Donald Trump's meanness, his mean tweets. And I thought J.D. Vance was supposed to come out there and be charming. I'm wondering if you think that that's what J.D. Vance was trying to do, and also how much you like his pretty ice blue eyes. Joe DeVito, go.
Well, first I have to say I'm not surprised that Tyrus would say he needs to be more aggressive, because that's easy to say when you're 6'8". Yes. You don't hear a lot of guys my size saying, I need to be more aggressive. Guys who look like me is like, how can I win through subterfuge and rigging the system? But no, I think you make a good point, because what we always hear people say, the Republicans come across sounding mean.
Yeah.
And particularly when you have the slogan from the Democrats seems to be joy and let the good times roll. I don't know what they're basing that on, but I think it was good for him to come in and show, oh yeah, he's the kind of guy you want in charge of stuff. And I think that's the opposite that Tim Walz came across as a guy that you don't even want, managing the night shift at an Arby's. Like, he just seemed like he was out of his depth. So, yeah, I think that's good because, as much as I love when Trump is sarcastic and petty and it cracks me up, I know that it doesn't always come across well.
Yeah. You're avoiding the question about J.D. Vance's eyes. What'd you think?
About his eyes? Did I get lost in them? Is that what you're asking me?
Yeah.
No.
No, not at all. Not me. Not Joe DeVito.
Well, I maintain this. As a bearded person, I think the beard is really the key. I'm glad to see Vance is bringing it because without the beard, he looks like a baby. He's got a baby face. And we but also it's nice to have someone younger running for office. I mean, ideally, look, they pull this off. Trump does his one term. Vance, again, I'm getting way ahead. Vance becomes president, maybe brings in Tulsi as his VP, and we can start to bring this country back.
Yeah, it's actually, even though Donald Trump, should he win, there's a finality to that. Like, if Trump wins, he gets 4 years, and then he can still tweet or truth or whatever it was called. He can still be Donald Trump and be influential, but it will be the responsibility of whatever the Republican Party is at that point, which is going to look very different than when Donald Trump came onto the scene in 2015 and 2016. It will be the party's job to say, this is what we're about in the future. And with the way things so rapidly change with the digital age and AI and everything that's out there, I mean, what it looks like right now won't be the same as what it looks like in 2028. And, when you say Tulsi Gabbard being the vice presidential candidate, a lot of people are like, oh, she's a Democrat. But the Democrats they don't resemble anything about what the Democrat Party was when Tulsi Gabbard was actually in that party either. They've changed quite a bit.
For sure. And when you hear her talk about things like not getting us into these pointless, endless wars, and just even look to hear the amount of money that we've wasted sending overseas. And then when we have emergencies here for our citizens and we hear, oh, sorry, we're running out of money. And you think, wait a minute, what's going on here? You sent billions to the Ukraine, and even domestically, the billions for some internet connections in the United States where they didn't hook up a single person. There's no accountability for it. And even in New York, I spent a lot of time in New York City. People forget that our previous mayor, Bill de Blasio, his wife was given almost $1 billion for a homeless outreach program, and no one knows where it went. $1 billion. So you look at the way we're throwing money around like this, and to say that we don't need to make some kind of serious changes in our government. And people, like I heard you mention earlier about government money. Unless the government's been out selling Herbalife, then they don't make money. They seize money from the citizens.
Yes.
And then they have the nerve to spend it on not our citizens.
Yeah.
Joe DeVito, I'm trying to find a silver lining here. Tell me if you think this is one. Among the disaster relief that's happening in the 4 states on the East Coast right now, the government is woefully inadequate, really at almost any level, other than you hear that Ron DeSantis has actually been sending people up north. But is there any sort of hope and inspiration that really this is just people helping people right now?
Yeah, I think it's unfortunately that's a lesson that has to be learned through this, that the government is not coming to help you out, that you really need to be prepared for yourself. It starts with yourself, your family, your community, and it works out that way. And that's why people who are in favor of centralized government and economies and all that, it never works. Because people who are far away from the problems, they really don't care. So if anything, I mean, it's so hard to say anything positive out of this,
right.
But just a reminder that no one's coming to save you, and this is what really matters. I know for me, my plan for any tragedy, I immediately am going to cannibalism, and I know that's not the answer.
It's just your default. Yeah, it's not right, but
it's hard for some people to admit,
right.
Joe.
Look, I feel like it satisfies so many of my needs right there. Now, sure, maybe you shouldn't eat the people that you're on a plane with. Maybe it's just a 2-hour layover. What I'm saying is better safe than sorry.
Ooh, hard to follow up that statement here. What can I say? Were you on set when Donald Trump was on Gutfeld? Look at that hard transition.
No.
No? Was it because of statements like that?
Let's keep Joe away.
my pro cannibalism platform.
Yeah, get Joe out of here.
No, unfortunately, I'd already asked for that. I had to do some stuff from home that day, so I wasn't. Although I think with the Secret Service and all that, they wouldn't have allowed. I mean, I know that one time Joe Mackey and I went down to try and meet Tulsi Gabbard, and they were like, "You two idiots, get out of here! You're harassing the guests." So, but I thought.
Were you like trying to sneak
great.
in, or did you just ask? Were you, in my mind, you're trying to like move quickly around corners to catch a glimpse, and you're like, "Get out of here, boys."
Well, I don't like to use the word skulking, but there may have been. It was funny when we went down to meet Tulsi that everyone was asking us why we were down there because neither of us was on the show, and then Greg walked in and immediately said, "Oh, you guys here creeping on Tulsi?" And we fled when he said that.
Oh, yeah.
But I thought Trump did great on the show, and I think it's so important to see him as just chilling with the other guests and being who he is, and not, not having to be P.T. Barnum in front of a big audience. As much as I enjoy seeing that, so what did you think?
We loved it. I loved it. I loved the way that he got to talk about real things in his own way without having to, rally Trump is rally Trump. I've been to 2 rallies. One of them was more of an appearance, and the second one was a rally because it's something to take that in. But that was a different setting. And President Trump is accessible. He's made himself very accessible, and it is the converse of what we're getting from the other side.
Oh, yeah. And I think, even when he was on Lex Friedman and when he was on these other podcasts he's doing, I think it's great. And you look at the way the other team is just refusing to answer questions. Mm-hmm. And that's with the media on their side, man. You think, how bad must they do?
Yeah, yeah.
And I think it's also so fun. So it's just so strange that, you see Donald Trump on our show, and I mean, this is a show where I was wearing a monkey costume not too long ago. Like, it's just so insane that, like, this is the show where we do these ridiculous things, yet we're having this kind of impact.
Yeah. Is this where you guys saw Gutfeld going when you created, when they gave you the keys to that hour on Fox News? Did they think, one day we'll have the president of the United States sitting down, former president, potentially next president, sitting down and just shooting the breeze with us? Was that the goal?
If it was, it certainly didn't filter down to the level where I'm at. I mean, it is something that we have talked about, and I think this shows you one of the things that Greg is able to do is Greg, I think, is able to see these things much farther ahead than someone who doesn't have that insight does. Yeah. I mean, we laughed at even that there are times where we're on panel with serious people and we'll say things, and like a serious person will say, "Oh, that's a good point of view," and it's like, "What are you talking about?" Like, I tell jokes for a living. What is this? But I think it goes to show that the people who traditionally were asked for these opinions on these things, we've learned that it's the death of expertise. These people are buffoons. So why not listen to me, a guy who was wearing I've dressed up on that show as a rat, a shark, a monkey. Yeah, see what I have to say.
You're almost a children's book, Joe DeVito. Oh, man. Well, we appreciate you. Thank you for coming on with us. We love having you, and we love watching Gutfeld and seeing you on there as well. We appreciate your time on a Friday.
Right on. Always love talking to you guys. Thanks.
Yep, you're welcome. Thank you so much. Joe DeVito, who is a writer, a comedian, and a regular panelist on Fox News Gutfeld. I think he writes specifically for that show as well. Great to have him on the show. It's a wild ride. You never know. I can have a guest on that's talking foreign policy, and I know I'm going to talk about this subject and this subject, and then I just will ask questions within those two. Like, maybe we're going to talk about Israel, but we're also going to talk about the border. And I got to transition halfway through from one to the next. But I ask questions within that. You never, ever know where conversations with a Joe DeVito or a Jamie Lissow, you do not know where it's going to go. It's more difficult.
That was a beautiful transition from cannibalism to you guys
Trump.
Sat down with the President of the United States.
I don't have any cannibalism segues in my
they're just not ready.
In my back pocket. No.
The other funny thing about that is, as he was saying that, we have a picture of him up online as we're interviewing where he's eating. He's got a knife and a fork, and he's just smiling at the camera looking crazy.
Yeah, that's great. Love to have him on here. He's been in studio with us multiple times. He's been to St. Louis multiple times. He's wonderful. We're going to take a quick break. The break. That's
The BREW or not the BREW?
The BREW or not the BREW. It's just a segment on cheese.
Yeah, I'm going to hold up different cheeses. You let us know.
That looks like cheddar to me. Brad, what about you? We'll be right back.
This is the Annie Fry Show. Follow Annie on Twitter @Annie Fry Show.
Let's talk about Jen Teskey and RE/MAX Alliance and your home sale. You've been putting it off right now. You weren't sure where the market was going to be or if the buyers were going to be out there. Now's the time. Jen Teskey and the wonderful folks at RE/MAX Alliance are going to walk you through the process of how to make sure you get the most out of your home sale in Illinois. 618-541-1010. 618-541-1010. When you reach out to Jen Teskey, you get the strength of the RE/MAX Alliance team that she has there, and you will get expertise as well. She specializes in the areas of Edwardsville, Glen Carbon, Collinsville, Maryville, Troy. She knows those spots, and she knows how to prepare your home for a top sale. If you are looking to buy on the Illinois side, if you are looking to relocate on the Illinois side, and you are looking for a listing, hire Jen Teskey and RE/MAX Alliance to give you the best possible advocate for you in that process. 618-541-1010. 618-541-1010. You can find her online at jenteskeyhomes.com.
I'm Brian Westbrook with Coalition Life. While we celebrate the reversal of Roe v. Wade, there is still much work to be done to support life and pregnant women before they cross state lines. Together, we can provide the love, support, and options that women need to choose life for their children. Coalition Life celebrates more than 3,500 clients served and thousands of lives saved since we began this mission with you. Each one is a miracle. Over the years, day in and day out, our team has walked alongside women facing the fear and challenges of an unexpected pregnancy. Through the support of this community, we have given them hope and a path to choose life for the children they carry. Visit coalitionlife.com to give your vital support while reducing or completely eliminating your state taxes through Missouri's 70% tax credit. Learn more at coalitionlife.com, coalitionlife.com.
Hey, it's Bo Matthews for Beast Plumbing, and when it comes to the quality of your water, it is so important, not just for the taste, but for when you wash your clothes or even your hair or your skin, and bad water can affect all of your appliances. Call them today at 314-500-LEAK. That's Beast Plumbing.
Today's poll is, what scares you the most? Is it spiders? Is it heights? Is it snakes? Or is it something else? We're all going to advocate for our different answers on this poll. We'd like to know what you think of those four. It's the YouTube live chat poll of the day. Type in Annie Fry on YouTube. Today's date will come up. You click on that and you can vote in the poll. 1248, this time check is sponsored by Jerry Kelly Heating and Air Conditioning.
It's time for a $98 furnace tune-up.
You've got thoughts. Did you know you also have a microphone? Listen to 97.1 on the Odyssey app and click the microphone to leave a voice message. Whatever's on your mind, let us know by clicking the microphone in the Odyssey app. This is the Annie Fry Show.
Wiggins!
Oh! Wiggins!
The bee or not the bee?
Thank
Hooray.
you very much. Thank you very much for that decorum. This is the bee or not the bee. These are headlines that are either fake from the Babylon Bee or they are real. You have to tell me which is which. The first is, Ron Paul decorates for Halloween by putting spooky national debt counter in front yard.
Ooh.
Ron Paul?
Ron Paul. decorates for Halloween by putting spooky National Debt counter.
Definitely
in
something
front
Massey
yard.
would do.
Yeah.
Who
In
is
his-
that?
Ron Paul? Rand Paul's dad.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Good to know.
You weren't part of the Ron Paul revolution.
The budget hawk libertarian.
I'm going to say B.
I'm going to say it's real.
I'm going with the B.
It is the B. According to neighborhood libertarian Colin Rhodes, the spectacle was petrifying both because Ron Paul had put it up so early in the season and
It's always a season for that thing.
because of the constantly increasing number it displayed. Quote, I have trouble walking by his home alone now, Rhodes admitted. I see that thing out of the corner of my eye. I almost fainted when I saw the 35,672,265,783,296.
Terrifying.
A couple hours ago this evening. And it's added even more just while I've been talking here. It's scaring all the neighborhood kids. I don't know why we're going to make it for the next 4 weeks with that thing staring me down.
Perhaps the scariest Halloween decoration of all time.
I kind of want to put one of those in my yard now.
Make it real.
Yeah, Home Depot, could you just sell these in mass, please? All right, next
Man,
one.
that's capitalism.
Wouldn't that be amazing?
Oh, that's next level.
Doctors will no longer ask who is the president to test for concussions, since honestly, nobody is really sure right now.
The B?
It's got to be the B.
It's real.
Up until the last sentence of that.
Where someone goes, actually.
It's the B. The change in procedure came after doctors began realizing that patients' confusion after being asked to name the president was actually a sign of a healthy brain function rather than a symptom of brain trauma. Quote, diagnosing concussions is very different here in 2024, said neurologist Dr. Scott Scully. In fact, we found that patients who confidently assert that Joe Biden is running the country often have some level of brain damage. Those are the people we schedule to have brain scans right away.
Oh. Medical advancements.
To be real, there probably are people, I don't know my age, but younger than me, probably in high school and middle school, that don't know who the president is. So
You
I
know,
mean, that's honestly a fair thing if they were actually taking
It's
that
not
out.
like he's out there making himself known the way Trump would, the way Obama did, the way Clinton would have.
And with Kamala running
The way
now
Hillary
as
Clinton
vice
still does,
president,
yeah.
you know, if you're not really paying attention at all, you might wonder what's happening.
Kids also just don't care.
Yeah.
Less than ever.
Okay, woman jailed for a month after cops confused her SpaghettiOs for meth.
It sounds real.
Yeah, that has to be real.
It's not local, is it?
No, it's not local. It's from Gainesville, Georgia, and it is real. The Gainesville Times reports deputies arrested 23-year-old Ashley Gabriel Huff of Gainesville after they found a spoon covered with a suspicious residue inside the car she was riding in. She spent more than a month in jail.
Did you say SpaghettiOs?
Yeah.
Suspicious residue.
SpaghettiOs confused with what?
Meth.
What is meth?
Meth is meth for short for methamphetamine.
Yeah, but SpaghettiOs?
What is SpaghettiOs?
Maybe the meth was in...
Now, that's a good question.
Why were they so popular?
Maybe the meth was in O shapes.
She spent
Is
more
that-
than...
Do they take the time to do that?
I don't know. Ethan? I
don't
Yeah. Ethan, this is why you're here. I'm very proud of how much we don't know about the story.
Me too.
Go on.
More than a month in jail she spent before a crime lab analysis report came back confirming the spoon was encrusted with SpaghettiO sauce, not
I'd be
drugs.
so rich.
The chief
She's
of
suing somebody? Yeah.
probably the chief of police had this to say.
Oh, SpaghettiOs.
You're welcome.
Are you proud?
Yeah, I am.
Okay. As long as you're happy, Ryan.
Young sheriff.
Yeah.
Oh,
That was the chief of police, not the
Have you ever-
sheriff.
Chief of police.
Have you
No,
ever
the-
heard that before, Ethan?
Yes.
You've heard SpaghettiOs?
Yeah, we used to, I don't know where, it's one of those things that you kind of like, oh, I know I've heard that somewhere, I just don't know where it came from.
Yeah, the 80s.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, the chief of police said that. The sheriff said this.
Oh, SpaghettiOs.
It's a small town, it's the same guy.
So I wasn't wrong.
Right.
Okay.
You're right. Okay, MSNBC producer says the network is doing all they can to help the Harris campaign.
That's real.
Yeah, that's real.
Real.
This is real.
Yeah.
Meet Basil Hamdan. Hamdan is a writer and producer for MSNBC's weekend show Ayman. Hamdan got himself connected on the Bumble dating app with an undercover journalist from James O'Keefe's media company. And what he had to say on their date was not very surprising if you're familiar with MSNBC.
So is MSNBC just like doing whatever it takes to get Kamala elected? Yes. It hammers home the point that I'm making, that this news network is indistinguishable from the party.
Are they just the Democratic Party's mouthpiece?
Exactly.
MSNBC is the Democratic Party's mouthpiece.
Yes.
Basil calls MSNBC viewers brainwashed.
Listen, dude. When she's asking questions like that,
Yeah.
she is not there for you.
No, yeah. The second
She's
time.
like leaning in with her microphone. So you were saying that MSNBC is completely in the tank for Democrats, and would you be willing to say that on the record? I mean, just like here casually at a diner that nobody would ever possibly know this conversation? What do you think?
Yeah. Can you say that into my penne pasta?
Yeah.
Here. On my lapel.
Into my SpaghettiOs.
Into my
Is that
SpaghettiOs.
enough?
They got their purse on the table and they keep adjusting it.
Yeah. Look, I'll give you this SpaghettiO, Meth, if you'll tell me a little bit about your network.
James O'Keefe and other people are exposing people left and right, and it's like, oh my gosh, this is ridiculous. And then it's Saturday, and nobody cares.
Yeah. You're like, oh, okay. Well, just another one. North Carolina asks Zelensky for $100 billion in U.S. funding.
This has got to be the B.
North Carolina asks Zelensky for $100 billion in U.S. funding. Yes, it is the B. He's the man with the money, said North Carolina Governor Roy Cooper. I have a lot of faith in the Biden administration to provide us with help, but we simply can't afford to wait around while the federal government drags its feet. If we want the level of U.S. funding we need to help with relief efforts, we need to go where all the money is. I knew I had to get Zelensky on the phone right away. A source within the Ukrainian government disclosed that it may be difficult to come up with the amount of funding North Carolina needs. Quote, we would be happy to help, the source said. We just need to figure out where the money went.
Yeah.
Got time for one more? One more? Okay. Tim Walz clarifies that he meant the Tiananmen Square Chinese buffet in Omaha, Nebraska.
Go on.
Oh, yeah? You think it's B? You just happen to be right. Quote, look, I'm a knucklehead. Walz clarified on the debate stage Tuesday. What I actually meant was I was enjoying a succulent Chinese meal with my family at the Tiananmen.
Succulent Chinese meal.
At the Tiananmen Square Chinese buffet. That food is to die for. J.D. Vance tried vainly to argue that Walz knew exactly what he was doing, that no normal person would obfuscate a Chinese dinner with the slaughter of protesters.
Well, no normal person would.
However, he was forced by Walz to admit he had never been to the Tiananmen Square Chinese buffet. Walz responded, so how would you know that it's what it's like to live in Nebraska and eat Chinese food? Turning the tables on him and totally winning the debate.
Oh, good ones. Good ones. The B never misses. Thank you, Ryan. Stick around. Let's take some listener calls when we come back on your reactions to the debate, where you think this election is right now, or you can call in about the poll. What scares you the most? Spiders, heights, snakes, or something else? More in the Andy Fry Show next.
Join us for our first ever trade day sale at Apache Village RV. So hook up your camper and join us Thursday through Saturday, October 10th through the 12th at both of our locations at 9001 Dunn Road in Hazelwood or 971 Wilmer Road in Wentzville for barbecue, beverages, and a free trade evaluation. We guarantee at least $1,000 over the national average for your trade-in with the purchase of any new RV. Your trade will never be worth more than it is today. As this camping season winds down, save up to 25% off MSRP. These prices will never be better. Check out all of our new 2024 and 2025 Jayco, Keystone, Fleetwood, and Bontrager Outdoors inventory. Mention this 97.1 ad for a chance to win a $500 gift certificate to our parts store. For 3 years in a row, we have won the best RV dealer in the St. Louis Post-Dispatch headliners. Our commitment to you starts when you walk through the door. Go one better. Go Apache Village RV in Hazelwood and in Wentzville, October 10th through 12th. Trade value dependent upon condition of trade unit at time of delivery.
So Stewart's American Mortgage and the Bagel Loan, they're just a phone call or a text message away. And the phone number to access the Bagel Loan through Stewart's American Mortgage is direct line to my friend Stewie. You've heard him here on the Andy Fry Show before, but you can reach him directly right now at 314-324-4440. That's 314-324-4440. Why the Bagel Loan from Stewart's American Mortgage? Well, that's a simple question to answer, because if you go to get your mortgage refinanced, or if you're looking to purchase a new home and you need a new mortgage, when you use the Bagel Loan, which is only available at Stewart's American Mortgage, you are going to be able to access that mortgage without paying any closing costs whatsoever. So here's the number once again for Stewart's American Mortgage, 314-324-4440. That's 314-324-4440. Reach out to Stewie directly and tell him that Annie sent you. Google the Bagel Loan for more information. NMLS number 226715.
KFTK FM Florissant. From the Under Law Injury Lawyers, GetJim.com studio.
That's GetJim.com.
97.1 FM Talk. Always live on the free Odyssey app.
U.S. airstrikes in Yemen. I'm Lisa Brady, Fox News. They were targeting sites used by Iran-backed rebels, including weapons storage facilities and an airport.
U.S. airstrikes from warplanes as well as from the sea just struck about a dozen sites inside Yemen, targeting Houthi strongholds.
Fox's Jennifer Griffin at the Pentagon. The Houthis have been firing on ships in the region for months and have shot down a total of 8 U.S. Reaper drones worth $32 million each.
Just a week ago, 3 U.S. warships came under attack by over a dozen ballistic and cruise missiles and drones fired by the Houthis, and there had been no response until now.
However, today's airstrikes on Houthi targets are not being called retaliatory strikes for last Friday's attack. President Biden says the new jobs report is good news for American workers. 254,000 jobs created in September, much more than expected. But former President Trump tells Fox Business's Larry Kudlow.
You probably read one of the numbers where the illegal migrants that are coming into the country are getting the jobs. They're getting most of the jobs. And the citizens aren't getting the jobs.
Fox Business's Lydia Hu.
Former President Donald Trump speaking there to a trend that we've seen develop over the past year where foreign-born workers are gaining jobs, native-born workers are losing jobs largely. But speaking more broadly, the Federal Reserve is going to look to this report as it weighs its next interest rate cut decision. This report would seem to suggest we're not going to get that jumbo rate cut that we just got, looking more likely to get 25 basis points cut.
You can hear more of that Trump interview, by the way, at 4 p.m. Eastern today on Fox Business. Today, Trump visits Georgia and North Carolina, where Vice President Harris will be tomorrow, as parts of the region struggle to clean up and recover from Hurricane Helene, now blamed for more than 220 deaths, hundreds still unaccounted for, and others still being rescued from areas isolated by storm damage. America is listening to Fox News.
As a mom, comforting my family is what I do best. Vicks VapoStick provides soothing, non-medicated Vicks vapors in an easy-to-apply stick. And it dries fast, so there's no mess. I use it to comfort myself and my family.
Thanks, Mom.
Vicks VapoStick, soothing comfort for the whole family. And when you need more comfort for yourself, try Vicks Vapo Shower Max for steamy Vicks vapors.
Use as directed. VapoStick for use ages 4 and up. Vapo Shower Max use for adults only.
October is Cybersecurity Awareness Month, and LifeLock is here to elevate your protection game. Using the same simple password across all your accounts, that's risky. While updating your passwords to be more unique is a good start, true peace of mind comes with LifeLock. LifeLock doesn't just alert you to suspicious activity, but monitors for more uses of your personal info and will fix identity theft issues that arise, guaranteed, or your money back. Secure your identity today with a 30-day free trial at LifeLock.com. Use promo code NEWS. Terms apply.
Air Comfort Service, heating, cooling, and insulation. Weather.
We stay in our warm, early October weather pattern right through the weekend. Lots of sunshine going through our Friday afternoon. 82 the high, much like yesterday. Tonight, clear skies, 70s this evening. 61 for the low. Saturday, sunny. It's warm to hot. 87 degrees on Saturday afternoon, but short of a record, though well above average. Sunday, sunny and 81. This is 97.1 FM Talk. Chief Meteorologist Dave Murray.
Are you worried about the state of the economy? Concerned about market crashes and rising inflation wiping out your savings? At Noble Gold Investments, we understand your fears and have a solution. Call us today at 1-888-403-1050. Imagine safeguarding you and your family with a tangible asset that has stood the test of time. Gold. With Noble Gold Investments, you can diversify your portfolio and protect your wealth from economic turmoil. Our team will guide you through the process, ensuring you make informed decisions that best suit your needs. Call Noble Gold Investments today at 1-888-403-1050. That's 1-888-403-1050. The future is uncertain. Take control now. Call 1-888-403-1050.
Past performance may not be indicative of future results. Investing in precious metals, including gold, involves risks. Consult with your tax attorney or financial professional before making an investment decision.
If you're living with dry age-related macular degeneration or dry AMD, you may be at risk for developing geographic atrophy or GA. GA can be unpredictable and progress rapidly, leading to irreversible vision loss. Now there's something you can do to
slow it down and get it going slower.
Izervay is proven to slow GA progression.
Izervay gets GA going slower.
Izervay or avacincaptad pagel is a prescription eye injection used to treat GA. Don't take it if you have an infection or active swelling in or around your eye. Izervay can cause eye infection, retinal detachment, or increased risk of wet AMD. Izervay may temporarily increase eye pressure. Your vision may be impaired after an eye injection or exam. Don't delay. Ask your doctor about Izervay today.
Izervay gets GA going slower.
Visit Izervay.com. That's IZERVAY.com.
Hey, St. Louis, are you in search of top-notch cybersecurity solutions? Look no further. ThrottleNet is here to help. Ransomware attacks are on the rise, putting businesses like yours at risk. Don't let cyber criminals jeopardize your hard-earned success. ThrottleNet provides comprehensive cybersecurity services tailored specifically to your unique needs. Our award-winning customer service provides 24/7 protection to keep your data safe and secure. Take charge of your digital security today. Protect your business, protect your future. ThrottleNet.com, your reliable partner in cybersecurity.
I can see clearly now thanks to the doctors at Ophthalmology Associates. Doctors Greg Birdie, Ranjan Malhotra, Robert Brusati, Andy Royer, and introducing Samuel Berry. You can too. Call 314-966-5000 or check out youridoc.com. That's youridoc.com.
The Annie Fry Show YouTube live chat poll of the day is happening now. Tune in to the Annie Fry Show live stream. Vote and be a part of the conversation by typing in Annie Fry on YouTube. Subscribe and leave a comment.
That is exactly what I needed to hear.
Thank God someone here knows what you're talking about. That's us. That's right. Gotta love this American ride.
All right, you need to take the time and get the full picture.
Don't get me wrong. I love the ladies. I mean, they rev my engine, but they don't belong in the newsroom. It is Anchor Man, not Anchor Lady.
Goodness sake, kid. Keep your voice down. Your father's listening to the radio.
I'm not America's sweetheart.
This is the Annie Fry Show.
Welcome back to the Annie Fry Show. Happy Friday. We are happy that you are here. We're going to take some phone calls here. I forgot to tell people to call in over the break. So if you want to get in here, we got a couple people holding on line. I want to fill the phones up before we start taking the calls. 314-241-9797. Your debate reaction, where you think this election is headed, or you can comment on today's YouTube live chat poll, which is what scares you the most. Spiders, that's my answer. Heights, that's Brad's answer. Snakes, that's Ethan's answer. And other, which is Ryan's answer.
A.K.A. clowns.
You could have said that.
I could have said clowns, but...
Are you afraid of them?
I don't love them. I can't say that I'm afraid of them. Here's the thing. It depends on the context. If I see one in my room at night, I'm going to be afraid. If I see one in a parade...
Can you find out? Can you get to the beginning of this on the TV? President Biden is speaking from the podium, and he's speaking at the White House briefing, which is... Have we ever seen this?
I thought the same thing when I looked up. This looks like something real.
I believe he's talking about the hurricane relief, and this probably comes after his statement that we were trashing a little bit in the earlier segment. 314-241-9797 if you want to call in and get on hold, but we're going to listen to the President of the United States speaking now from the podium at the White House press briefing.
After some discussion, the International Longshoremen Union came to an agreement to keep ports in the East Coast and the Gulf ports open. We averted what could have become a major crisis for the country, and a tentative agreement which includes record wage increases for dock workers and shows the importance of collective bargaining and represents, I think, critical progress toward a strong contract. I especially want to thank the carriers, the port operators, and the Longshoremen's Union for reaching this agreement at a time when the nation has experienced such terrible devastation from Hurricane Helene. It was truly a service to the American people for all these parties to come together to respond to our request to keep the ports open. I was determined to avert a crisis at this moment because it's a critical moment. If we didn't do this now, we'd have a real problem. I also want to thank my White House team for the work. They've worked around the clock to bring the parties together. But today, we got more incredible news. Although the strength of the American economy it's about the strength of the American economy. New jobs report, as you all know, you've been reporting, created 250,000 jobs in September. The expectation was for 150,000 jobs in September, which far exceeded that number. Not only the previous 2 months the previous 2 months was revised up 75,000 jobs. And from the very beginning, we were told time and again that the policies we were pursuing, we'd put forward weren't going to work, make things worse, including some of the other team are still saying they're going to make things worse. But we've proven them wrong. You know, we've told our we were told our American Rescue Plan was too big and it would crowd out private investment. We proved them wrong. We vaccinated a nation and got immediate economic relief to people in need. When I came to office determined to end trickle-down economics and grow the economy from the middle out and the bottom up, I know you're tired of hearing me say that over and over again, but that was the policy, that it remains the policy. Because when you do that, everyone does well. When the middle class grows, the nation's stronger. And the nation's stronger when there's a strong union movement as well. We were told it wouldn't work, but I was also determined to do what was ignored for much too long. Presidents have been authorized since the 30s to be able to spend the money given by Congress to spend the money on hiring American workers and using American product where they were available. And that's what we did. We were told that was going to be a big problem. But all the money I was authorized to spend by the Congress has gone to to hiring American workers and using American products. We were told it wasn't going to be. We were told that was going to be a big problem, but it's working. We're also told that our historic laws to invest in America and all Americans would crowd out private sector investment. Well, that was proven wrong too. We've attracted nearly $1 trillion since we've come to office in private sector investment from domestic and foreign companies investing in America. In America. Not this stuff with shipping jobs overseas for cheaper labor and bringing back a product to America. We're building it here and sending it overseas. And look at the results. Across the board, unemployment is down to 4.1%. And every month that Vice President Harris and I have been in office, we've created jobs every single month. The nation has now created 16 million jobs since I've come to office, more jobs created in a single presidential term than any time in American history. Our GDP shows our economy grew at 10% under my administration. Unemployment reached the lowest level in 50 years. We're also told inflation couldn't come down without massive job losses or sending the economy into economic recession. Once again, outside experts were wrong. Inflation has come down. Wages have gone up faster than prices. Interest rates are down. Record 19 million new business applications have been filed for. The stock market continues to reach new heights. We've got more work to do, though. Keep getting prices down, like more affordable housing, extending what I've done for seniors and lowering prescription drug costs by letting Medicare negotiate the prices, make sure that's available to everyone. And by the way, what we've done so far, just when we brought down the prices for seniors under Medicare, it saved the taxpayers billions of dollars. Billions of dollars. Saved the taxpayers billions of dollars. That's important to note because they don't have to pay the exorbitant and irrational prices that these companies are charging. The simple fact is we've gone from economy in crisis to literally having the strongest economy in the world. And but we've got more work to do. We've got more work to do to deal with the things I've just mentioned, and we're going to have to deal with unforeseen cost of what this hurricane is going to cost. It's going to cost a lot of money. And I'm going to probably have to ask the Congress before we leave for more money to deal with some of those problems. But that remains to be seen. I'll take a few questions before I turn it over to you. Pick up people.
Okay. Yes, sir. Go ahead, Josh.
Thanks again for doing this, Mr. President. 2 questions. The first, Florida Senator Marco Rubio described today's jobs report as having fake numbers. What do you make of that, and how worried are you that many Americans are hearing that the jobs numbers aren't real?
Well, look, I'm going to be very careful here. If you notice, anything the MAGA Republicans don't like, they call fake. Anything. The job numbers are what the job numbers are. They're real. They're sincere. They're what we are. And by the way, just look at how the EU talks about us, how they like to have an economy like ours. Let's talk about the rest of the world looks at us and what we're doing. So I don't want to get going.
And then secondly, could you clarify some of your comments yesterday with regard to strikes on Iranian oil facilities? What did you mean by them, given some of the reactions we're seeing in the market?
Well, look, the Israelis have not concluded what they're going to do in terms of a strike. That's under discussion. I think there are. If I were in their shoes, I'd be thinking about other alternatives than striking oil fields.
Good. Thank you, Kareem. Thank you so much, Mr. President, for being here. This week, Senator Chris Murphy said it's certainly a possibility that the Israeli government is not going to sign any diplomatic agreement prior to the election, which is what you have been calling for so long, potentially to try to influence the result. Do you agree? Do you have any worries that Netanyahu may be trying to influence the election, and that's why he has not agreed to a diplomatic solution?
No administration has helped Israel more than I have. None. 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 And I think Bibi should remember that. And whether he's trying to influence the election or not, I don't know, but I'm not counting on that.
You've said many times recently that you want to speak to him, that you plan to.
No, I didn't say plan to. I didn't say want to.
You don't want to?
No, I didn't say that. You're making it sound like I'm seeking and then speaking. I'm assuming when they make the judgment of how they're going to respond, we will then have a discussion.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. President, for being here. What are you advising the Israelis to do in terms of their retaliation to Iran? And at this point, you still haven't spoken to Netanyahu. Is it fair to say that you have little personal influence over what he decides to do?
No. Look, our teams are in contact 12 hours a day. They're constantly in contact. I've already had my presidential daily brief. We've already had interface between our military, the diplomats. It's in constant contact. They are trying to figure out, and it's high holidays as well. They're not going to make a decision immediately. And so we're going to wait to see when they want to talk.
But over the past few months, they've consistently defied your administration's own advice. So do you believe that the Israelis are going to listen to the advice you're giving them?
What I know is the plan that I put together received the support of the UN Security Council and the vast majority of our allies around the world as a way to bring this to an end. Look, the Israelis have every right to respond to the vicious attacks on them, not just from the Iranians, but from everyone from Hezbollah to the Houthis. Anyway. And but the fact is that they have to be very much more careful about dealing with civilian casualties.
So how should they respond? You expressed concerns about attacks on Iranian oil facilities. How should they respond?
That's between me and them.
All right, we got to move on. Go ahead, Tam.
The election is a month away. One, I'd like to know how you're feeling about how this election is going. And then also, do you have confidence that it will be a free and fair election and that it will be peaceful?
Two separate questions.
Very much.
I'm confident it'll be free and fair. I don't know whether it will be peaceful. The things that Trump has said and the things that he said last time out when he didn't like the outcome of the election were very dangerous. If you notice, I noticed that the vice presidential Republican candidate did not say he'd accept the outcome of the election. They haven't even accepted the outcome of the last election. So I'm concerned about what they're going to do.
Are you making any preparations, getting security briefings related to domestic security?
I always get those briefings.
All right, we got to move on. Go ahead, Keila, and then we have to do a couple more.
Hi, Mr. President. When are you considering imposing sanctions on Iran, and would you include oil in those sanctions?
That's under consideration right now, the whole thing. I'm not going to discuss that out loud.
And just on your comments yesterday on the port strike, you said, by the grace of God, it's going to hold. Is there any reason you think that this temporary
there's more to do.
suspension?
A month from now, there's more to do in terms of everything from the whole notion of mechanization of the ports and the like. There's more to resolve.
Go ahead, Daniel.
Thanks, Green. Thank you, Mr. President. Last night you said that there's still a lot to do to avoid an all-out war in the Middle East. I mean, firstly, aren't we pretty close to that definition already? And secondly, what can you really do to stop that happening?
There's a lot we are doing. The main thing we can do is try to rally the rest of the world and our allies into participating like the French are in Lebanon and other places to tamp this down. And but when you have proxies as irrational as Hezbollah and the Houthis, and it's a hard thing to determine.
Get to Toulouse.
I gotta go, Keith.
Okay, I know. Please tell me.
I said I'd take a couple questions.
All right, you're the last.
I think she's increasing her credibility with it.
Take some more. Toulouse, you're going to be the last one.
Thank you, Mr. President. Thank you for spending some time here with us. There have obviously been a number of crises that the country has been facing over the past several days with the hurricane, with the port strike, with the situation in the Middle East. Can you talk about how your vice president, who is running for the presidency, has worked on these crises and what role she has played over the past several days?
Well, I'm in constant contact with her. She's aware we're singing from the same song sheet. She helped pass all the laws that are being employed now. She was a major player in everything we've done, including passage of legislation which we were told we could never pass. And so she's been, and her staff is interlocked with mine in terms of all the things we're doing.
Mr. President, did you ever think about
Nandita. Thank you. Nandita, go. Nandita.
Mr. President.
Pope Francis called for a day of prayer and fasting.
Prayer and fasting this Monday, October 7th. Your reaction, sir?
I will prayer and fast.
That's acceptable to you in terms of Israel's response. How long are you okay with Israel bombing Lebanon? What is acceptable to you?
All right, guys. That's it. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, Mr. President. Thank you, sir.
And he's walking away from the podium right now. And Karine Jean-Pierre seems to be delightfully amused at the fact that the press has the opportunity to speak directly to the President of the United States and wants to ask a bunch of questions. That was really something. I don't think he answered a single question. He seems to me like he studied crash course, all the bold-faced words that are involved in the test, so he knows what they are, but he can't. It better be a fill-in-the-blank test and not an essay, because if it's an essay one, he's in big trouble.
And he can get away with it because he walks into the room and everybody, before they even ask him, oh, thank you so much. Thank you so much for doing this.
Yeah, he works for you, and your job is to advocate for us when you sit in there in that press room. I'm not opposed to respect for the office of the presidency, but I would like the office of the presidency to respect us once again and to respect the media that is there to advocate for truth and not fawning and lapdog type coverage that we have seen so far. So we didn't know that was going to happen. Press briefing generally at about this time, and I looked up at the screen, and there was President Biden speaking from the podium. I actually thought for a second for myself, is he making some big announcement?
Yeah, is this recorded?
Yeah, why was he there? Why today? Victory lap for the longshoreman temporary deal that's going to go through not the end of his presidency? If the temporary deal becomes permanent, and I don't know, I didn't catch that it had become permanent at the beginning of that. If it did, I guess he's maybe taking credit for that, but yeah, Dirk's reminding us about the jobs numbers too. Maybe they felt good about that. I love the next month quiet revisions of the jobs numbers that come through.
Or the next year.
I can't.
Yeah.
I can't. Well, we got some people on the line right now. 314-241-9797. We're going to postpone next question. We'll get to it. We'll do a quick segment in the after this break, and we'll get to some of your phone calls. We'll push through as many as we can. You can answer today's YouTube live chat poll, which is what scares you the most, spiders, heights, snakes, or something else. Or you can react to the president. You can react to the vice presidential debate or the campaign. We've got 32 days until the election. Tell us what you think. 314-241-9797. We'll be right back.
This is the Annie Fry Show. Follow Annie on Twitter @Annie Fry Show.
Window World, you find them online right now at windowworldSTLewis.com and start your window replacement shopping right there on the website and learn why so many St. Louis families, so many people who are just like you right here in this region in Missouri and Illinois have chosen Window World for affordable replacement windows. And you don't have to sacrifice any quality when you shop at Window World. Improve the thermal efficiency of your windows. Improve the aesthetic of your windows on your home, and do it with what is really wonderful that Window World is offering right now, up to 36 months, same as cash financing. You can do the whole project now, but you do need to reach out to Window World to have that conversation. As I said, windowworldSTLewis.com. You can also give them a call at 314-993-1800, 314-993-1800. And when you do, mention the Annie Fry Show, and you'll be entered in to win 4 tickets to see the St. Louis Blues. Win those tickets for this upcoming season directly from Window World when you mention the Annie Fry Show by calling 314-993-1800, 314-993-1800, windowworldSTLewis.com.
Hey, it's Mark Reardon for the Doctors of Ophthalmology Associates. I depend on them for eye care, and they have an announcement. They're pleased to welcome Dr. Samuel Berry to their practice. Dr. Berry is a cornea surgeon, and he has the latest knowledge and techniques for advanced eye care and treatment in the field. So what do we call them now? The doctors? No, just the best doctors to see for your best vision. In St. Louis, you can reach them at 314-966-5000. They've treated more than 250 doctors, more than any others in the practice. Now, if you need help with dry eye, LASIK surgery, maybe you have glaucoma, macular degeneration. I had an eye disease when I was just 25 years old, so my eyes are very important to me. You get the absolute best care with the Doctors of Ophthalmology Associates. Doctors Greg Birdie, Ranjan Malhotra, Robert Brusati, Andy Royer, and now Dr. Samuel Berry. 314-966-5000 or visit youridoc.com. They have a great location just off Manchester Road, a half mile west of 270. Ophthalmology Associates.
Hey guys, Glover here with my friends at Triton Exteriors. If you're younger than me, you may not have ever really experienced truly great customer service. You will with Triton Exteriors. We're a James Hardy siding company. We have a huge color selection. We do fences. We do pretty much everything on the exteriors. We have a great reputation. We have tons, 800 positive online reviews with Angie's List. Great with the BBB. Call 314-717-1159 or book online at triton-stl.com.
You're listening to the Annie Fry Show live from the Air Comfort Service Heating, Cooling, and Insulation Studio. Air Comfort Service is hiring licensed journeymen. Don't have a journeyman license? Air Comfort Service will help you get it. Get guaranteed hours year-round and more. Apply online at aircomfortservice.com.
The Mark Reardon Show.
How do you not have someone in Washington, the president, the vice president, I don't care who it is, that says, okay, we need to make sure that we got enough helicopters going in one after one after one. I don't care what has to happen. Let's get helicopters in there because people need help.
Weekdays from 3 to 6. You're listening to The Annie Fry Show.
Where it began.
The Annie Fry Show is streaming online. Watch us live on YouTube and subscribe.
But then I know it's growing strong. Wasn't the spring, and spring became the summer. Who'd have believed you'd come along?
Welcome back to the Annie Fry Show. Appreciate you being with us. We got a little bit of a bump in the road there with the normal press briefing that would be about this time of day. And we look up and there's Joe Biden at the podium. Kind of caught us off guard. We wanted to listen to that. I'm glad we did. I don't feel as though that he really... there's nothing we got. There was no news that we got from him, correct?
No. There was one clip that I don't know if you guys caught this that I went, uh-oh, that might be a problem. They might use that somewhere, where he's like, look, my team and Kamala's team, they're the same team.
Well, politically, that's the ramification.
Yeah.
My point is that President Biden showed up to speak at a press briefing randomly on a Friday without any sort of, here's why I'm here, and it's like news or obvious or an announcement of some sort. That didn't happen. Maybe... that if there's no major news event that comes out of it, then you can only surmise that there's a political calculation. And every time Joe Biden comes out and reaffirms, just like we saw with Dana Carvey and Maya Rudolph as they depicted Joe Biden and Kamala Harris. I mean, when SNL is parodying the fact that Joe Biden is going to come out and talk about how, oh, Kamala Harris and I are exactly the same. Everything that we've done together. We're in lockstep, inseparable. And the Kamala Harris character on SNL is like, oh, Joe, no, stop that. Everything, no. Thank you for being here. Goodbye. That's what Joe Biden did today. And if you want to say like he said we're in the exact same playbook. We're on the same page. We talk all the time. He kept going and giving you all the metaphors to say Kamala Harris is exactly more of the Biden-Harris administration. Vote for her if you want more of this.
We're singing from the same songbook.
He said that, didn't he?
Was the quote, yeah.
He said, yeah. Are you? 314-241-9797. I'm going to try to get through these phone calls here quickly so that we can move on with the show because we didn't know that was going to happen. But I did want to get your thoughts on the debate that took place earlier this week or the news of the week. But also we have a YouTube live chat poll. If you so choose, you can tell us what scares you the most. Spiders, heights, snakes, or possibly something else. Terry, you've been holding the longest. Thank you for calling the Annie Fry Show. What do you think?
Yeah, I wanted to speak about my college roommate lives outside of Asheville, and what he told me has been going on is appalling. He said that when they go to get help and they talk to the authorities and FEMA, that they're asked questions that kind of the authorities are trying to figure out what people's political leanings are, and then based on that, you kind of get help or you get kind of sent off to the side and ignored. It's just utterly appalling to hear that.
Yeah, that is shocking. I don't know why that would even be part of the screening process of anything.
Do you know what kind of questions those would be?
No, he didn't get into specifics. But then I also heard today that Marjorie Taylor Greene discovered that it's the government that's controlling the weather and that they were the one that put this storm there.
Yeah.
So, she would know best.
Would she? I don't know. Terry, Terry, thank you for the phone call. I appreciate it. Cloud seeding?
Is that what I missed this? So.
Oh yeah. Well, you gotta swim in those circles.
I guess I'm in the wrong circles.
It's all a matter of perspective.
I'll start following Marjorie Taylor Greene on Twitter, just so I can be in the know.
Got it. Let's go to Gino. Gino, thanks for calling the Annie Fry Show. What do you think?
Hey, Annie. How you doing? Hey, Wiggins. How you doing?
Hey.
Okay.
I don't like your enthusiasm, Gino.
I like whatever you're going to say now.
I've always wanted to say that. I hear that. It's the best commercial you guys got. I love it. Wiggins. Anyway.
Is that why you called?
Hey, have a great one.
Call is, I'm scared about, we talked about the $1.4 billion they leached off of FEMA for the illegal aliens. And now we don't have enough money in FEMA to pay for this giant problem we have in the Southeast. And they're doing the same thing with Social Security. They're leeching off funds from Social Security to pay for Medicare for these illegal aliens. And we don't even have enough money to be at Social Security for the next 10 years. Nobody's talking about that. And that's even a bigger problem than the FEMA. I mean, why hasn't anybody asked the president or something? Oh, and last thing, I would rather listen to 10 minutes of static than listen to that president talk.
No.
It's horrible.
We feel it.
Thank you.
You're welcome, Gino. Thank you for calling in. There's a moral obligation for my profession, in my opinion, to let the president speak on these airwaves and speak for himself. Because Lord knows that in an event that something like that happens, clips are going to be pulled, and we would pull the clips and play them to react to them because it is news. But the context of it, the whole thing, I think is important.
It's also just very rare. It's not happening very often. So the fact that he was willing to speak and take questions, I mean, that's even more rare. You almost have to air it. Yeah,
I think so. Let's see here. Well, real quick here, John, thanks for calling the Annie Fry Show. What do you think?
Hi. I looked at CNN, NPR, CBS. I'm still searching. They got 3 lies for walls.
Hey, John, it's hard to understand you. Do you have us on speakerphone?
No. Okay, how's this?
That's better. Yeah, that's better.
Okay, I got the phone better in my mouth. These 3 news organizations, CNN, NPR, CBS, they have 3 lies that Walsh told. I don't want to give the detail, but they're all spelled out. And 13 lies that Vance told on almost every subject he talked about.
You want to get into details on those?
Yeah. Okay. Abortion ban. That was a lie. U.S. energy production, he lied. Yeah. The cost of drugs. Peaceful transition of president. He refused to answer about climate, I'll get it right here, climate change as being a hoax or not. That's not a lie. That's not an answer. He said there's $100 billion was sent to Iran. That money's still frozen and never was unfrozen. The jobs immigration, the immigration hurting the job. No, it has helped our job.
John, I'm
just going on the list.
Well, you wanted to skip over the Walls lies, so I just want to ask you: Are you a Walls?
I don't want to.
You just said you did.
Trump paying taxes.
Walls,
you said lied about that. What?
Walls lied about that?
Yeah, about Trump. He said he didn't pay taxes, and Trump did pay taxes. Yeah. He lied about an abortion registry, which is not in 2025. There's an allusion to something similar, but not a registry at all. And he apologized for lying about being in Tiananmen Square. And I'm almost done. Vance lied about Obamacare, fentanyl, which is not by people on foot. That's 0.02%. It's 90% of you.
Where's the article that you're reading from, John?
Oh, I read all sorts of articles.
No, John. Let's have a conversation here. It's okay.
Okay.
What?
90%.
John, I'm asking you a question. Just listen to me for a second. This isn't hostile. Just asking you a question. Where is your source that you're reading right now? Did you put this together yourself, or are you reading from an article?
NPR and CBS and CNN fact checkers. Okay, now for this year, I'll be done now. This is a big one.
This is a big one. This is the big one.
Fentanyl crossing.
Yeah.
This is multiple articles. All the Brookings Institute, all sorts of things, and the Congress itself in hearings. Over 89% of fentanyl is brought in over legal ports of entry by United States citizens. It's over and over for 3 years on the internet. In 2 different, I watched the whole fentanyl crisis, border crisis hearings. United States citizens bring this in because it's the easiest way to get it in with trucks and cars. The estimates are 0.02%.
So, John, okay. So just to be clear, because I want to go read this article that you're reading right now, is it one article or are you pulling things together?
I read CNN's fact-checking, NPR's fact-checking, CBS's fact-checking.
Okay, so let me ask you a question. Okay, I get it. You're making the point that Vance lied more than Walls, right?
Yeah, a lot more. Just like Trump lied 33 times on the other one.
Okay, so John, just you're here talking. I'm giving you lots of time. What is it?
You are. Thank you.
Are you hanging up? Don't hang up. I wasn't done.
No, I said thank you. Okay. You are. Thank you. I'm waiting.
So Harris and Walls, they got your vote, right?
Yeah.
Why?
Well, because I don't trust Trump. He's been convicted of sexual abuse.
No, he has not.
He's been held. He has been held sexual abuse. Yes, it was abuse. They called it. Okay, in a civil trial with a jury.
There's a difference between the word conviction, and if we want to do fact checking here, then we should be accurate.
He's been found liable,
and it's being appealed.
Liable. Okay. And he went to a judge to see what the judge said. The judge looked at it and looked at the military definition.
Okay, John, so let me ask you this question. So you're saying, John, hold on a second. John, just a second. You are saying that you're when I ask you why you're supporting Kamala Harris and Tim Walz, you are the thing that matters the most to you about the future of the country is that in a civil trial, not in a criminal trial, in a civil trial, Donald Trump was held liable in a very biased jurisdiction jurisdiction that is being completely and totally appealed. We'll see what happens on appeal.
But
Hold on, John. My turn. The reason why you're voting for Kamala, hey, turn him down, just so I can finish my thought, Brad. The reason why you're going to vote for Kamala Harris and Tim Walz is because in a civil trial in a court case that is from decades ago, that Donald Trump has been civilly held liable in a biased jurisdiction. That is the most important thing to you about the future of the country, John.
Okay, no, that's one of the I was starting to tell you the reasons.
It's the first one you said.
33,000 lies, according to multiple reports over the past several years when he was president.
All right, John, let's do this. I understand that you despise Donald Trump. I respect completely your First Amendment right and your own perspective to have that opinion about Donald Trump. Why Kamala Harris?
26 accusations.
Why Kamala Harris? Why Kamala Harris?
Because she don't have these things against her, and I trust her more. And she's a better speaker. She has more complete sentences, and you guys say she don't, but she does. I've calculated the sentences. Who has more complete sentences between the two?
You've calculated that?
Yes, I did it on different. Because when people say they can't complete a sentence, I go and count them. So anyway, I want to get to one more thing.
Not about Trump. You're not allowed to talk about Trump anymore. Yeah, listen. You can tell me. I have till 3 o'clock.
Convicted. Wait, he was convicted.
Don't do it. Turn him down, because I don't want him to blow this. Wiggins, tell me if you think this is fair. John, hold on. You're on the air still. Brad's just got you turned down. I'm going to let him stay on the air while he talks positively about Kamala Harris, but I have to hang up on him the next time he says something about Trump.
Okay.
Does that sound fair?
And since this is positive, I'll pull up the positive music.
Do you have it?
Yeah, I've got it
And
ready.
then you got the buzzer, because as soon as John says something negative about the opponent, we're going to go back to this. Okay. John, you still there with us?
Yes.
Okay, this is your opportunity to advocate to the listeners of the Annie Fry Show and 97.1 FM Talk the attributes about Kamala Harris and Tim Walz that have earned your vote this November 2024.
She's for abortion, and I'm against abortion. I'm right-wing on abortion. But she's for it in cases of life of the mother or health of the mother, and I think Trump is too. And
is that it?
Also, no. Wait, I thought I get more. You said more.
You can't say anything negative about Trump.
That wasn't. I said he's for the same thing. He's for the same thing. I'm
Man,
glad
I had my
he
finger
is.
on the button.
I don't like you playing the music because I think you're making fun of me. That's exactly what you're doing.
No, we did this. We did this a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, we did a whole segment on this. And everybody called in.
It was all positive.
Yes.
Well, I believe what you're saying just now, so you did it with others, okay, but I think you're making fun of people.
I'm telling you that you need to talk positively about Kamala and sell to the listeners of this show happy reasons why people should vote for Kamala Harris. And we did this for an entire segment with this music and the buzzer.
Here's something I won't mention another guy. She hasn't sold a whole bunch of items to try to get money to raise for her.
That's the other guy. Get him out of here. Come on.
She hasn't done this.
Yeah, the other guy.
I tell you what.
The OTG.
And if that's the reason to vote for Kamala Harris is that she hasn't sold Trump coins.
Good for John, because he gets to cast his vote that way.
Yeah. But I don't know that he convinced me.
I don't know whether he was trying.
I think he was trying.
Yeah.
I think he was trying.
Yeah. I mean, I'm happy to take people. We literally went and did a whole segment of this, and it was great fun, and everybody had great fun doing it for both Trump and we had. I don't know if we ever ended up having anyone who really.
We thought we did.
Yeah, wanted to say positive things about Kamala Harris, but I don't think it's possible to sell Kamala Harris as a candidate without talking about Trump, which is fine. There's a ton of people just like John who are going to vote for Kamala Harris because of Donald Trump, but that's my point.
Yes.
That's what she has to offer. She is a living, breathing non-Trump.
Yes. And that's it. And that over and over. I mean, we referenced the segment where we did this for, I think we actually did it for almost the better part of an hour because we did two segments.
Yeah, it was quite a bit.
And we said, please, anybody who wants to come on and sell us on Kamala Harris and we'll prioritize your call.
And the interesting thing is, when we open our phones on Fridays, we always get pro-Kamala people. Always. Anti-Trump people.
They're anti-Trump people.
We didn't get any that day.
We couldn't find anybody willing to tell us the positives about Kamala Harris.
All right. We got to take a quick break. We're way past time. John, thank you for the phone call. Thank you for listening. It's okay. If the only reason that you want to vote for Kamala Harris is because she's not Trump, lots of people are joining you with that. I don't happen to be one of them, but we know that we got folks out there that are listening that are like that. John, appreciate your phone call and everyone else who reached out to us. Quick break. When we come back, we'll start a little next question. You got questions for us? Annie Fry YouTube channel. Go vote. We'll be right back.
Good times never seem so
This is the Annie Fry Show. Follow Annie on Twitter @Annie Fry Show.
to believe there never was, but now I...
Cassens & Sons, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, and Wagoneer wants to remind you when others can't, Cassens can. That's definitely been my experience as a multi-time customer of Cassens in Glen Carbon, Illinois. When you're shopping for a vehicle, when you're shopping for a Jeep, if you're looking for a new family vehicle, if you're looking for a new-to-you vehicle to fill out the garage that you're trying to accommodate, you want to make sure that you get the best people involved in that process because you want to, that's a pretty big investment. You want to make sure that you're spending the money in a way that's going to give you a quality vehicle. I trust Cassens & Sons, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, and Wagoneer. I purchase my vehicles from them. I know the people there, the people in the service department, the salespeople, the financing people who are there who are going to walk you through the process. It's a one-stop shop that you can trust to do what's right for you. They care about that. That's why they've been in business for as long as they have, and why generationally people come back year after year after year, generation after generation, to go to a place that they can trust to make this purchase. Like I said, when others can't, Cassens can. Call them at 618-800-2712. 618-800-2712. 618-800-2712. CassensCan.com.
Hi, I'm Bob Kershaw with Retirement Advisory Group. Are you worried about market volatility in this election year? Are you concerned your money won't last you through retirement?
Hi, I'm Tammy Kershaw, and as a family-owned business, we are committed to protecting your retirement, whether you're nearing retirement or already retired. We have a lot of folks that aren't aware of all the new investment choices that are available, which give you growth and protection from losses at the same time. Are you aware of all the fees that you are currently paying? We can show you how to avoid those fees. So come in now for your free retirement review and get a second opinion on your retirement plan. And just for coming in, you'll get a copy of our latest edition book, Your Key to a Worry-Free Retirement. Let us show you how to retire with confidence.
We are proud to say we haven't lost a penny of our clients' money in 38 years, and we won't lose a penny of yours either. Let our family help your family. Call us now at 314-993-9494 or go online to retirementkey.com. That's retirementkey.com.
Is your home, business, or church looking tired, chalky, or in need of curb appeal? Go Rhino. Tired of painting year after year? Go Rhino. Our unique 3M ceramic technology is perfect for brick, stucco, aluminum, steel, color lock masonite, and more. It's backed by our 25-year transferable warranty to not chip, crack, or peel. Great if you're staying, and even better if you're selling. Our ceramic coating allows you to maintain all of your architectural features. The decision to do vinyl will leave your home looking like a plastic moldy box. With Rhino Shield, in 15 years, your home will still have that, wow, it looks like you just got it painted. We've done large condo complexes, parking garages, pole barns, and commercial strip malls. We coat sloped and flat roofs to extend their lives too. Evaluations are free. 877-25-RHINO or 877-25rhino.com. See what we did there? Genius. Tell them, ladies.
Don't paint, don't vinyl, go Rhino Shield. Never paint your house again. Rhino Shield.
The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely on advertisements.
If you've been hurt on the job, you need the best. Onder Law. Hurt on the job? Call Onder Law today for a free review at 314 or 618-9000000.
Formerly referred to as Ask Me Anything. Next question is coming up next. We want you to get in your next question on the Annie Fry stream. You can hashtag next question or AMA like a few people are doing. We'll see them. 1:48 right now. This time check is sponsored by Jerry Kelly Heating and Air Conditioning.
It's time for a $98 furnace tune-up.
Together, we can help those who've been affected by Hurricane Helene. Your financial donation to the Red Cross is the focus of this month's Conservatives Care. Visit redcross.org, call 1-800-RED-CROSS, or text the word Helene to 90999. Message and data rates apply.
Next question.
It's a legitimate question.
Next question.
Next question, please.
Next question on the Annie Fry Show.
All right, we're going to start with the YouTube live chat poll. We're getting responses, people leaving the comments there on the Annie Fry YouTube channel, why they come to vote. What scares you the most? It's October, the first Friday in October, and this will come as a shock to everybody. But spiders. I have a massive irrational fear of spiders. I think there's a healthy fear of spiders, and then there's what I have, which is no. Like the blowtorch memes, that's me. Brad?
Mine is heights. I get physical reactions to being heights. And somebody said in their chat that they were afraid of, like they used to skydive, but anything like 500 feet or less really gets them. I'm not going to put a number on it, but I understand what they're saying. Like the idea of jumping out of a plane doesn't feel the same as like standing on top of a very tall building or anything like that. So it gives me the shakes, the cold sweats, my palms. Yeah, I can't
palms
do it.
Sweaty?
Yep. Knees weak.
What are you afraid of, Ryan?
Since I'm other on here, it could be a lot of things. Being put on the spot is one.
That is not true. It's what you live for.
I would say, and this is hard to put into a poll, that when things just are out of control, like when I can't figure out how to solve something, that drives me crazy. So I would put that in the category of the things I fear or loathe most.
Well, Ethan added in snakes. So we've got spiders, heights, snakes, and other. And we want to know what you think by going to the Annie Fry YouTube channel and voting. And we'll get your thoughts on that in the 2:45 segment. Next question, Ryan.
Next question is from me. What is the oddest or most specific thing you'd have in your dream house if you could build a dream house?
You? You are not it.
Really? That is so kind of you.
The oddest. No.
I mean, I would just stand in the pantry, I guess.
Yeah, by the food.
Hello again there.
What is
Are
the
you
most?
looking for the oats?
I'm asking you to go first while I refine my thoughts.
Okay. For me, it's probably and we're talking dream house stuff here. We're talking a big, big bathroom with like a giant jetted heated tub in it. One that...
A bedroom with a heated tub?
Did I say bedroom?
I don't know.
I think I said bathroom.
I was half listening.
A bathroom
with a heated tub.
With a heated tub.
What is a heated tub?
Where it keeps the water hot. So you don't run the bath and then it kind of cools off.
Is it a hot tub?
Jetted.
Or a heated
I think it's
tub?
more of a heated tub. I don't think it's a hot tub. But I would accept a hot tub if I could fit a hot tub into a bathroom.
Brad?
That's mine.
What was the question? I was doing some producer stuff.
What's the oddest or most specific thing you'd have in your dream home?
Ooh, that's a great question. I think that it would be a computer monitor that takes up a full wall for gaming with a nice surround sound system.
Full wall, like it is the wall.
It is the wall. Maybe even like to the point where it's like 3D, where you're like, you sit inside of it, so it looks like
around a little bit.
Yeah, like the game's going on.
Omnimax.
Yeah, that sort of thing.
My husband and I are looking at building a house right now, and we've spent a lot of time looking at house plans and stuff. And the thing that we're trying to do is build the smallest house that will service our needs until we're dead.
High ceilings.
But the one thing that I think I would like in the basement, I don't need a bar in the basement. Like, I don't need all that. But we want a movie theater.
That would be cool.
And the movie theater doubles as watching sports. So, and video games if you want to do that too, but that would be ancillary. But taking the space that you normally have where people can like spread out and move around and making that space, you can spend $1 bazillion on it, but you can also do it for what isn't outrageous. And so, like, we're thinking smaller house, but all the things we would like, if not the space to do that eventually.
That's a pretty cool one.
Yeah. So, but like surround sound, lights.
Yeah.
Popcorn machine.
Would you have like movie posters in the room and make it feel like a movie theater?
Yeah, maybe.
Because that's always cool.
But like really classy, really nice, super dark, so that you can experience a movie the way it's made to feel in a theater, but in your pajamas at home. And also big games, because we watch a ton of sports.
That's been one of the best things about
Debates.
going to see movies lately.
Oh, debates.
Is that you're captive to watching it.
Yeah.
You're not doing other things.
Yeah, exactly.
Another question? Next question?
Not
another
God,
question.
Dang it.
Oh, man, I
You
totally
worked so
ruined
hard
that.
on this.
I did. Sure, I'll ask one. What's the worst haircut you've ever had?
1995, I was going along with the crowd and got a short haircut, and it was permed, so it's curly.
Ooh.
And it doesn't, it looked cute on 1995, Annie, but, not doing that again.
Man, I got a haircut one time, and it was a lady who had never cut a guy's hair before. And I found out after the fact that you don't necessarily learn how to cut guys' hair in school. So she cut my hair, and my hair was still wet when I went out, and I got home, and as my hair dried, she cut one way, like front to back, but she didn't go across. And when I took my hat off when I got home, I had lines, like somebody had draw a line. And I had a softball game, and the place closed before I realized what had gone on. And I had to go the whole day with that.
You?
1995 skater cut.
Yeah.
Shaved underneath. I looked pretty stupid.
Next question is mine. Should there be any parameters on how scary you decorate for Halloween?
Yes, absolutely. Consider the kids are going to see that.
Yeah?
Little bitty kids.
I don't take my littles into Home Depot in October
I don't
or
either.
September.
Well, they're getting old enough now that they probably could
I
handle
wouldn't take my youngest two in there.
My 7-year-old still is going to have a tough time doing it. My 10-year-olds are getting past it.
What if your neighbor puts up the murder scene that looks like an actual murder scene from hell?
Oh, there's a place in Edwardsville we drive by because we have to on the way to soccer that has got two skeletons murdering somebody and then has them on a leash.
It's not
with red eyes.
it's not Halloween. It's horror.
Yes.
Yeah.
Even my 10-year-old's like,
Should there be city ordinances, village ordinances on the level of fright that you can inject into your yard?
That's tough. That's maybe First Amendment stuff.
I think there's decency ordinances, and I think if you got...
I know you can't put a 4x4 Donald Trump sign up in your front yard. Too scary for the liberals.
That's horrifying.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think there should be a limit on gore.
I have a thought. Any lawyers that are listening to the show who want to weigh in on this, please let me know. What if I get one of those 12-foot skeletons from Home Depot and I have it holding up the Trump sign? And it's a Halloween decoration. And it's a 4x4 sign.
What if the Trump sign is in two parts and it's just barely down the middle?
I've thought about it all. I thought I can dissect that thing into 4 parts and separate it and then put some spiders on it and be like, that's Halloween,
It's
bro.
just Halloween. Can I ask one more?
Big 12-foot skeleton, sign up in the air, Trump Vance, MAGA hat. Anyway.
This is from a listener.
Yeah?
What is the current YouTube subscriber count at?
Oh, I'm so glad you asked, Balls. That's, who's at 9,288. We need 12 people to hit the next 100 to get to 9,300 on our march to get to 10,000.
Thank you, Balls.
I think we have a few other questions that we might get to in the next hour. We've got Window World coming in for X's and O's. Did you put together X's and O's, Ryan?
I did. Oh, wait, what? No, yeah, I did.
I haven't done it in a while, and we love it when Window World comes in to play X's and O's with us. So that will be in the first segment of the next hour. Stick around, play along with us. And if you got some more questions, ship them our way. We'll be right back.
Before you sell your home, consider your options. Mark Cox here, and for years now, I've been telling you about St. Louis real estate expert Gloria Liu, owner of Your Home Sold Guaranteed Realty. Gloria is an expert in selling homes for the most money because she has the guarantees, the buyers, and different solutions for every type of seller. She recently provided a family multiple cash offers in minutes so they could move quickly with no showings, no costly repairs, and no hassles. Now, not everyone's looking for multiple cash offers. That's why Gloria will sell your home at your agreed upon price, or she'll buy it. Her name says it all, Your Home Sold Guaranteed. Regardless of whether you're looking for multiple cash offers or you want to utilize her Guaranteed Sold program to ensure you get the most money possible. Here's your next step. Call Gloria at 314-325-6888 or visit GloriaHasTheBuyers.com. That's GloriaHasTheBuyers.com.
Conditions apply. Gloria and seller must agree on price and possession date.
Warning, the following ZipRecruiter radio spot you are about to hear is going to be filled with F words.
When you're hiring, we at ZipRecruiter know you can feel frustrated, forlorn even, like your efforts are futile, and you can spend a fortune trying to find fabulous people, only to get flooded with candidates who are just fine. Fortunately, ZipRecruiter figured out how to fix all of that. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. With ZipRecruiter, you can forget your frustrations because we find the right people for your roles fast, which is our absolute favorite F word. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day.
Fantastic.
So, whether you need to hire 4, 40, or 400 people, get ready to meet first-rate talent. Just go to ZipRecruiter.com/radio to try ZipRecruiter for free. Don't forget, that's ZipRecruiter.com/radio. Finally, that's ZipRecruiter.com/radio.
KFTK FM Florissant. From the Under Law Injury Lawyers, GetJim.com studio.
That's GetJim.com.
97.1 FM Talk. Always live on the free Odyssey app.
A surprise from President Biden. I'm Lisa Brady, Fox News, showing up in the White House briefing room a short time ago and taking questions from reporters after taking something of a victory lap on the suspension of a port strike and a stronger than expected jobs report.
From the very beginning, we were told time and again that the policies we were pursuing, we'd put forward weren't going to work, make things worse, including some of the other team are still saying they're going to make things worse. But we've proven them wrong.
254,000 jobs were added in September with upward revisions for the previous 2 months. Former President Trump has highlighted a trend of native-born workers losing jobs and foreign-born workers gaining them. As Israel considers a response to Iran's missile attack earlier this week, President Biden says if it were him, he'd think about other alternatives to striking oil facilities, after previously appearing to suggest he might support those as targets. He also responded to a question about whether Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu might be trying to influence the U.S. election by not agreeing to a ceasefire at this point.
No administration has helped Israel more than I have. None. 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 And I think Bibi should remember that.
But he adds he does not know whether Netanyahu is trying to influence the election. The president did not get a question about criticism of the federal response to Hurricane Helene, not just from former President Trump, but some survivors in hard-hit areas, saying they're not getting help fast enough.
The real heroes of this community are actually the community itself. It takes so long to get paper signed in Washington. We've got boots on the ground here, actually, the neighbors helping neighbors.
He's in Swannanoa, North Carolina. Trump visits that state later today, just arriving first in Georgia. Vice President Kamala Harris goes to North Carolina tomorrow. She's campaigning today in Michigan. America is listening to Fox News.
As a mom, comforting my family is what I do best. Vicks VapoStick provides soothing, non-medicated Vicks vapors in an easy-to-apply stick. And it dries fast, so there's no mess. I use it to comfort myself and my family.
Thanks, Mom.
Vicks VapoStick, soothing comfort for the whole family. And when you need more comfort for yourself, try Vicks Vapo Shower Max for steamy Vicks vapors.
Use as directed. VapoStick for use ages 4 and up. Vapo Shower Max use for adults only.
October is Cybersecurity Awareness Month, and LifeLock is here to elevate your protection game. Using the same simple password across all your accounts, that's risky. While updating your passwords to be more unique is a good start, true peace of mind comes with LifeLock. LifeLock doesn't just alert you to suspicious activity, but monitors for more uses of your personal info and will fix identity theft issues that arise, guaranteed or your money back. Secure your identity today with a 30-day free trial at LifeLock.com. Use promo code NEWS. Terms apply.
Air Comfort Service, heating, cooling, and insulation, weather.
We stay in our warm, early October weather pattern right through the weekend. Lots of sunshine going through our Friday afternoon. 82 the high, much like yesterday. Tonight, clear skies, 70s this evening. 61 for the low. Saturday, sunny. It's warm to hot. 87 degrees on Saturday afternoon, but short of a record, though well above average. Sunday, sunny and 81. This is 97.1 FM Talk. Chief Meteorologist Dave Murray.
Hi, I'm Jim Brennan from McKelvey Homes. This month, we're giving $18,980 off our homes in selected communities to celebrate 126 years of legendary quality and craftsmanship. In addition, our skilled craftsmen from the Mid-America Carpenters Union are offering McKelvey buyers up to $10,000 cash towards their new home for closing costs or lower interest rates. Combine these two incredible offers and save big on your McKelvey home. But hurry, this rare opportunity won't last long. Visit McKelveyhomes.com.
Hi, Chad Hansen with Hansen's Tree Service and Environmental Resources. At Hansen's, we manufacture a full line of garden and landscape products that are perfect for your outdoor project. Pick up any of our products at World Outdoor Emporium, Kirkwood Materials, or a Hansen's location near you.
Mark Cox here. If you're nearing retirement or already retired, call my friends Thomas Helbig and Bob Kershaw with the Retirement Advisory Group. They'll show you how to link to the market without the risk. They're the official financial advisors of my show. Go online to retirementkey.com.
If you're experiencing low energy, brain fog, or bloating, then your body might need a detox. Active Liver from New Nordic makes it easy to help your liver to detox your body all year long without major changes to your diet or lifestyle. Active Liver is available in stores at CVS or online at Amazon.
Freedom of thought, freedom of speech. It's defended here on your home for conservative talk and conservative values. 97.1 FM Talk.
That is exactly what I needed to hear.
They got someone here knows what they're talking about.
Left up, left right, gotta love this American ride.
Like, you need to take some time to get the full picture.
Come on, turn the radio on. It's Saturday and I won't be long.
Don't get me wrong, I love the ladies. I mean, they rev my engine, but they don't belong in the newsroom. It is Anchor Man, not Anchor Lady.
What do you want from me? I'm not America's sweetheart.
Goodness sake, kid, keep your voice down. Your father's listening to the radio.
I'm not America's sweetheart.
This is the Annie Fry Show.
Well, happy Friday at 2 o'clock. This is the time where we have in the past played X's and O's, and we've got Window World back in studio with us. And I am excited to welcome onto the show Kaylee and Jason, who both work for Window World. You guys, thanks for coming in here to play today.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Good to have you. Jason is new. Kaylee has played before. And I want to give you guys an opportunity before we get to the games. We're going to breeze through this here to give you the opportunity to talk about your efforts to help people who are diagnosed with autism. You guys have an annual action for autism, and your auction does such a great job with this. You've done trivia nights and everything. Tell us about this year's endeavor, because it was a really great success.
So at the end of July, we had our 15th annual Window World Action for Autism Trivia Night, which we raised $450,000 to go towards the cause, which is great. And I believe in the last
$450,000?
Yeah.
Holy smokes.
So,
that's fantastic.
and they actually got a new campus earlier this year, which we helped put together, put windows, helped them paint everything. So they're able to help a lot more kids and adults.
Window World has almost raised $2 million in their last 5 events to help this Action for Autism. That's such an amazing thing. And there's a million causes out there to help, but this autism is definitely something that affects so many people so broadly. Everybody understands and knows and loves somebody who has been diagnosed with autism, and that type of help coming from Window World is really an amazing thing to see. So another thing I wanted to talk to you about before we get to the game here, I've mentioned this in my when I'm talking about Window World on the air. We know that right now money is tight for a lot of people, but you can't sometimes in some circumstances. Jason, you might be able to talk about this as a field supervisor over installations at Window World, but bad windows that are not thermally efficient, in some cases you might not be able to afford not to replace your windows.
I mean, it's been night and day. I mean, just even in my townhouse, I've had the 4 double hung replaced, and I can tell you it's almost immediate that the HVAC starts to thank you for it.
Yeah.
Pretty much night and day with the amount of heat that comes in, obviously during the summer. And keeping that heat in during the wintertime when it's really cold outside.
So, Kaylee, in order to make sure that people can afford this, the Window World has a really great offer right now for people who might be interested in starting the discussion about replacing those windows. Tell us about that.
So we actually just rolled out a new special financing. It's up to 36 months, which before that it was 18, so gives people a little longer time to, make those payments. And if you're interested, just give our office a call, and we'd be happy to get a sales representative out.
Yeah, 100%. 314-993-1800 is the phone number, 314-993-1800. You can look them up online as well at windowworld.stlewis.com. We are so grateful to have Window World as a partner and sponsor on this show, and we're excited to have you in here. X's and O's is one of our favorite things to do, so thank you both for being in here and talking about some of that stuff with us.
Thank you for having us.
All right, are you ready to start, Ryan?
X's and O's.
I turn it over to you. It's all yours.
The game where everybody wins except for the losers. We are about to play, so here we are with Window World, Kaylee and Jason. Now, Jason has never played before. Kaylee has. And you guys had a mean game of rock, paper, scissors to determine that Kaylee is going to go first. So, Kaylee, you know how it's played. You got you got a tic-tac-toe board up behind you here, numbered 1 through 9. Every single one of those squares has a corresponding question. You can pick any square, but then I'll ask the question, and one of the experts, Brad or Annie, will have to answer that question. You simply agree or disagree with their answer for the square. So, where do you want to start?
I'll take number 6, please.
Number 6.
Middle right.
And who is going to be your expert?
I'm going to go with Annie.
Okay. I haven't done this in a while, so hopefully I do not lead you astray.
Annie, we have a guest quote question.
This is a guest quote.
All right. This is a real quote from an Annie Fry Show guest this week, and you have to tell me who it is.
I should know the answer to this.
Here's the quote. We 3 major networks after your ticket. We have 3 major networks after your ticket. They have absolutely no line. There's no line they won't cross when it comes to President Trump. So I think when they're throwing that kind of shade, I think you have to fight a little bit.
How come you didn't pull them actually saying it?
That's the way guest quote works.
Okay, say that again without the stutter in the middle there.
All right. We have 3 major networks after your ticket. They have absolutely no line. There's no line they won't cross when it comes to President Trump. So I think when they're throwing that kind of shade, I think you have to fight a little bit.
Tyrus. I was going Joe Concha. You got to fight a little bit. Tyrus.
Ooh.
So I think it's Tyrus.
Okay, Kaylee, agree or disagree? Was that Tyrus this week?
I'm going to agree.
That is correct.
Yay!
That was Tyrus. He was talking about, of course, the VP debate. He was wanting a little more fight out of J.D. Vance.
Yes, he was.
All right, Jason, that means that it is your turn. 1 square taken.
Which
8
number?
open.
Let's go number 5.
Number 5, right down the center. Which expert are you going to pick?
Let's go with Brad.
All right, let's do this.
Brad, Tuesday was the vice presidential debate, marking the 3rd general election debate of the 2024 cycle. Trump versus Biden, Trump versus Harris, Vance versus Walz. Name the network that hosted and moderated each.
So the all 3 of them?
Each one, yeah. All
and
3.
do I have to connect them with it, or did I just give you the 3
You can
networks?
give me the 3, it doesn't matter.
Okay. So the first one was CNN. The second one was ABC, and then the last one was CBS.
Agree or disagree, Jason?
Fully agree.
Fully agree.
Fully agree.
Correct.
I am Jason, and I endorse this message.
Yes.
All right. For the middle square. Good job.
Okay.
It's tied.
It's tied after 2. Kaylee, back to you.
I'm going to go with square number 9.
Number 9.
Bottom right.
Who's your expert?
I'll go with Brad.
All right.
Okay, Brad. Donald Trump sat down with Dave Ramsey to talk economics and defend tariffs, saying our country was at its richest, partly due to tariffs, in which decade?
Man.
We didn't cover
We
this.
never played that audio.
Yes.
We did have the audio, though.
But I have the audio in the folder.
Good thing it's him.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be on the air, Ryan.
Let's see. Did he say it was the late 1800s, so it was like 1890s? I know he was talking about McKinley. So 1890s.
I mean, you got to figure out which president it was, and then you can kind of trace it back.
Yeah,
right?
you go back that way. So I'm going to say the 1890s.
Okay, 1890s.
Lame.
I'm going to agree.
That is correct.
All
It's
right.
a deep cut from the deep cut we didn't play.
It was.
It's a deep cut from the cutting room floor.
Yes,
I picked
it
it up.
was.
Oh, this will make a great
Hey,
question.
there's
Good
a good
job,
one.
Kaylee.
Yeah, good job, both of you. Jason, back to you.
Number 3.
Yeah, looks like you got to go for the block there at number 3. Who's your expert?
Let's go, Annie.
Okay. Hopefully it's something we covered on the show this week.
Annie. 3 conservative-leaning movies are currently in theaters nationwide.
Okay.
Reagan,
Yeah?
Am I Racist, and Dinesh D'Souza's new movie Vindicating Trump. Of the 3, which has the highest 2024 box office total?
Ooh, it's not vindicating Trump. I went to see Am I Racist, and it was in the top 3 films. Reagan has been out longer and probably had a wider release. But I'm going to go Matt Walsh's Am I Racist, not I Am Racist.
You're going to go Am I Racist by Matt Walsh as the highest box office total so far. It's a tough question.
He's not endorsing this message. He's questioning this message.
Let's agree.
You're going to agree. Kaylee gets the square.
No.
Kaylee gets the square.
It's got to be Reagan.
It is Reagan.
I'm sorry, Jason.
That's a tough question. It's $27 million Reagan has made to Matt Walsh's Am I Racist at $11 million so far.
They're not even close.
Yeah.
Sorry.
All right. Hey.
I'll try to throw Kaylee under the bus here shortly. Just wait.
That's the way it's played.
Well, that's a tic-tac-toe.
That's the first tic-tac-toe of the game.
Man.
Now where are you going to go, Kaylee?
I'm going to go back to Brad.
Okay.
Back to Brad for square number
2.
Number 2. Okay, Brad. The Cardinals' season ended in a whimper with no October baseball to look forward to. Tell me, what place did the Cardinals finish in the NL Central?
Oh, geez. I stopped watching them and
also things that we did not cover on this show.
Dang. Third in the NL Central.
You don't sound too confident.
I'm not confident.
So I'm going to go with disagree.
You're going to disagree. That is correct. They finished tied for second.
Second? Really? I didn't know that.
Yeah, tied with the Cubs.
The Cubs.
That is correct. Tied
Well, who
with
had the
Cubs.
tiebreaker?
You know
Most
what?
wins on the season, and the Cardinals had beat the Cubs more.
So we get second?
If it
Yay!
Yeah, it didn't matter.
Hooray!
Jason, it's just not fun. Let's get this going. Let's get this going. All right, where do you want to go?
Let's go number 1.
Number 1. Okay.
For the block!
Who is your expert?
We're going back to Brad.
Oh, I felt that right here, Jason. Right in my heart.
Okay, Brad.
Also, probably a good move.
Brad, this and Jason, this is one of our audio whoopies. Whoopee. All right. The actor who plays Shazam and Chuck and Kurt Warner made a political endorsement this week.
We live in a country that has been hijacked by a lot of people who want to take this place way off the cliff. And we're here to stop that, right? We're here to make sure that we are going to take back this country. We are going to make it great again. We are going to make it healthy again. And so I stand with everyone else who is standing with President Trump.
That is Zachary Levi. Who does he stand with? The 2 names that are beeped out there.
I'm so glad it's those 2 names and not his because I couldn't remember his last name.
I knew all 3 of them.
So it's
completely useless right now.
I don't know the order, but it's Robert F. Kennedy Jr. and Tulsi Gabbard.
Agree or disagree?
Agree.
Here's the answer.
Good move.
And so I stand with Bobby, and I stand with Tulsi, and I stand with everyone else who is standing with President Trump.
It was Bobby
because I do
Bonilla.
believe that of the 2 choices that we have, and we only have 2, Donald Trump, President Trump, is the man that can get us there.
Flynn Rider for Trump.
I couldn't remember
Still
that one.
pretty happy about that.
Flynn Rider, that's
Yeah.
what it was, from Tangled.
Yeah.
Okay, Kaylee.
Let's go number 8.
Number 8. Just going to try to sweep across the board here. Okay. Number 8, and who is answering for you?
I will go with Annie.
That's probably a bad decision.
Annie, I'm glad we didn't leave you out of the
I'm sorry.
audio whoopies.
Thank you.
Whoopee. Annie, one thing we've learned over the years is that Puff Daddy likes to collaborate with lots of people as often as he can.
My.
Here's...
I'm disappointed in you.
That's tough to do because the bar's pretty low.
Well.
Here's one song he did from our high school days.
Okay.
My name is Puff Daddy, and we like to dedicate this next song to the class of 98.
Class of 98.
Oh, that's when I graduated 8th grade.
Okay, so, not quite high school then.
I was class 98, just grade school.
The song, I'm going to tell you ahead of time, is all about the Benjamins.
Mhm.
This, though, is the rock remix.
This
I
is-
remember liking this song. I'm going to play the song, and then I'm going to ask you a question about it. Okay. Here's the deal. This was a huge song in 1998.
Yeah, this is exactly what my parents wanted me to be listening to when I was in 8th grade. Go on.
Name anyone on this collaboration with Puff Daddy. There are 7 people
Play
who
the whole
collaborated.
song.
Oh, I can't, but I can play the clip again if
Play
you
the
want.
clip again.
Okay, there you go.
Mace, Biggie, Eve.
You gonna pick one?
Is that Diddy? I guess you're not gonna tell me.
Puff Daddy. Not Diddy.
Tupac.
Tupac.
I'm going to go with disagree.
That's a good one.
That is correct. Tupac was not on
Biggie,
that song.
Mace,
Notorious
Eve.
B.I.G.
Was?
Eve was not. Lil Kim
Oh, that's who that was.
was. The Lox, whoever that is, I think that's part of the Rock. Tommy Stinson, Fuzz Bubble, Rob Zombie, and Dave Grohl.
I've only ever heard of
Rob Zombie.
2.5 of those people.
Yeah, so there you go. All right, Jason.
Let's go with 7.
Number 7. Who's your expert?
That'll be Brad.
Okay.
I am dead to him.
Brad, you guys are saving the...
This is my 5th one.
Okay, so this is your last one.
I get it. Good grief.
Right, but I'm out after this. Everything.
There's
jammed.
only one square left.
Oh, there's 2.
After this?
Oh, okay.
After this, yeah. But this is Brad's maxed out
Yeah.
because he's done a great job.
Yeah. It's not really even that.
I mean, I didn't want to.
It's the
you
no,
don't have
you
to say
couldn't help yourself.
You're right.
He's like got his hands up. He's like, it's 5. It's 5. I've gone 5 times.
It's like the first time that we've done this.
Gosh, I already maxed out?
Yeah.
Not even at the end of the
I'm
game.
just so
Holy
popular.
cow.
I didn't even know. I needed to make sure everyone knew because 5.
Okay.
Kaylee's gonna go. Can I pick Brad?
Brad and Jason, you have stumbled into AI. So this is a real clip from the week run through artificial intelligence. It won't sound like the person saying it, but you got to tell me who said this.
I will say more than anything. Many times I will talk a lot. I will get caught up in the rhetoric. But being there, the impact it made, the difference it made in my life, I learned a lot about China.
Who said that?
Oh, he didn't say the line. That's Tim Walz. I think he calls himself a knucklehead later on in that.
He started it saying he was a knucklehead. Not this clip.
Yeah,
you guys
Tim
seem pretty
Walz.
sure.
Agreed.
Jason agrees. Here's the real clip.
I will say more than anything. Many times I will talk a lot. I will get caught up in the rhetoric. But being there, the impact it made, the difference it made in my life, I learned a lot about China.
All right. Jason has salvaged the corner squares there. And it is now Kaylee's turn. Actually, there's quite a bit on the line here, isn't there?
Nah.
Because if you don't get it, that would be a tie, although I think you'd
It'd be
still get the
5-4.
tiebreaker. But you could really dominate if you do get the question. So.
Kaylee, I'll try to do right by you.
All right. Number 4.
If I don't know the answer, I'll ask Brad.
It's a smart move. All right. You also have stumbled into AI. All right. This is a real clip from the week. Run through AI. Tell me who said this.
I was raised by a woman who would sometimes go into medical debt so that she could put food on the table in our household. I know what it's like to not be able to afford the things you need to afford.
JD Vance. Brad?
Sounds pretty confident. I'm going to go with agree.
You're going to agree. Here's who said it.
I was raised by a woman who would sometimes go into medical debt so that she could put
Hooray.
food on the table in our household. I know what it's like
Jason,
to not be able
come
to
back.
afford the things that you need to
Come
afford.
back again. Let's do it again.
It's been fun.
All right, we got one tic-tac-toe by Kaylee, and it was 5-3 in the square. So congratulations to Kaylee. You
6.
are 6 squares, 6-9.
Tic-tac-toe. A winner.
Yes,
A winner.
You're a winner. Care of Nancy Pelosi. So congratulations to you. I'll remind people to consider Window World if you're looking for replacement windows for your home. The very best windows, the windows that are simply the best for less, you can enjoy them at 36 months, same as cash financing, which is a great opportunity. Just give them a call at 314-993-1800, 314-993-1800. And a reminder, if you mention the Annie Fry Show when you call to have that conversation, you'll be entered to win tickets to a St. Louis Blues game. So don't forget to drop the Annie name in there for an opportunity to win those tickets. Jason, Kaylee, a pleasure to have you in here. Thanks for being with us.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you. Go Blues.
Yeah, that's right. Let's go Blues. That's Blues season for sure. We'll be right back. Don't go away.
This is the Annie Fry Show. Find the podcast, on-demand audio, and more at 971talk.com/Annie.
I'm John Oran, Puck's sports correspondent, and I have a new podcast called The Varsity, where I will take you inside the executive suites and owners' boxes that run the entire sports business. Twice a week, I will bring on the smartest people I know to break down the hottest topics in sports media and give you a window into the inside conversations that are happening throughout sports media. So be sure to follow and listen to The Varsity Podcast, available now on the free Odyssey app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Outdoor Living Redefined, brought to you by Lakeside Renovation and Design, your trusted partner in crafting stunning decks, inviting screened rooms, and elegant porch overhangs. Imagine enjoying a crisp morning coffee on your beautifully designed deck, or hosting gatherings in a spacious screened room. Lakeside turns your vision into reality. Our skilled craftsmen use top-notch materials to create spaces that stand up to the elements and stand out in style. Elevate your lifestyle with Lakeside's outdoor living expertise. Visit our showroom or call Lakeside Renovation and Design today.
When you bought your home, you took on more than just a house payment. You spend weekends on upkeep, repairs drain your bank account, and with your equity locked up, you can't do anything. You love your home and want to stay, but it's a constant struggle. What if you could sell your home, reclaim your weekends, and not have to move? You can with TrueHold's Sell and Stay program. TrueHold will buy your home now while the market is high. You can bank all that equity in cash and stay in your home with a lease. Plus, you won't have to worry about property taxes, insurance, or upkeep anymore. TrueHold unlocks your wealth without uprooting your life. Join thousands that have secured their retirement, paid off bills, and financed their dreams. Get an offer now while the market is hot. Call 1-855-300-9993. That number again is 1-855-300-9993. Or visit TrueHold.com to cash out your home's value without moving. That's TrueHold.com. Don't wait. Call now. 1-855-300-9993. Or visit TrueHold.com.
Hi, Charles Pan here at one of the exciting Money Show events where I'm presenting the keynote, broadcasting my live TV show, and best of all, giving away free copies of my newest book, Unbreakable Investor. It's a $29.95 value, but if you act now, I'll give you one too.
For your free copy of Charles Payne's new book, Unbreakable Investor, text CASH to 505-505 and just cover shipping. Text CASH to 505-505. Text CASH to 505-505.
I'm handing you my investing playbook, 348 pages on how I personally invest to target the biggest returns while mitigating risk. It's how I've been with the market so I never break. Guidance so crucial for today's investors that I'm covering the cost of the book and giving you a copy for free.
To get your free copy of Charles Payne's new book, Unbreakable Investor, text the word CASH to 505-505 and just cover shipping. Text CASH to 505-505 while supplies last. Text CASH to 505-505 right now.
You're listening to the Annie Fry Show live from the Air Comfort Service Heating, Cooling, and Insulation Studio. Replace your old furnace or HVAC system and save up to $2,100 with Carrier Cool Cash rebates. For details and a free estimate, visit aircomfortservice.com.
You're mobile. We're with you on the radio or on the Odyssey app. Download it and take 97.1 with you, even outside the listening area.
Your home for conservative talk.
97.1 FM Talk.
I'm at a party I don't want to be at.
You're listening to the Annie Fry Show on St. Louis's home for conservative talk. The Annie Fry Show is streaming online. Watch us live on YouTube and subscribe.
You know I love you, did I ever tell you? You make it better like that. Don't think I fit in at this party. Everyone's got so much to say. Yeah, I always feel like I'm nobody. Who wants to fit in anyway? 'Cause 'cause I don't care.
Welcome back to the Annie Fry Show. It's Friday. Happy Friday to you. We are glad that you are here with us. The YouTube live chat poll for today is what scares you the most? Spiders, heights, snakes, or other? I'm spiders. Brad's heights. Ethan was snakes. And Ryan, what else are you afraid of?
I'm other. I'll say loud noises.
Loud noises. Yeah. It's real skittish.
I just kind of run. A balloon pops. I'm like, ah! And I'm just gone.
Are your kids afraid of anything specifically? Like, is there anything in your house that you have to avoid?
Yeah, I mean, they're afraid of, we talked about this a little bit already with the decorations. If they see that kind of stuff, they're like, Dad, I can't go to sleep now for 3 hours because I'm thinking about the knife in the skeleton's head.
Yeah, that's part of next question. We're going to continue that right now. I had asked the question, should it be okay to scary decorate? And I'm talking like horror show things that if they came up on your TV screen in your house, you would, as quickly as you can, keep it from your kiddo's eyes. Should there be any regulation on it? I think it's an interesting topic right now. This is the only time of year where I feel like your decorations in your house on your property are going to be somebody else's business.
Yeah, and I can't imagine Christmas being a problem, so...
Maybe if I'm not really for like regulations from the municipalities or whatever, but maybe just like a nice, is there any way to tone that down, and then public shaming?
I am all for that because I'm really torn on the like city ordinance thing, but if there is some sort of way to just make sure the person knows that is not really acceptable, I'm okay with that. And for adult, I don't care at all when I see it. So it's not as if I'm like, ooh, I hate this. I just worry that my kids are going to that night because this happens.
Well, is it even appropriate for
They're going
children?
to ask me that night to pray with them because they can't get this image out of their head. I'm like, that's too much. You've gone too far.
Yeah. What do you think, Brad?
I think that there should be some sort of limit on that. I think that there are decency laws out there. It's not a violation of free speech to say you can't have a 10-foot poster of a naked woman in your front yard. You know, I think that some of these things go
Where
too
do you
far.
live?
Nowhere that has that because we have decency laws.
That's why you move out to the county.
Yeah, you gotta go out to the county.
Unincorporated. That and the taxes.
But like to your point,
mainly the taxes, not the naked pictures so much.
It's where is the line? Is it the scary phantom statue, or is it the like two skeletons dissecting somebody on a table?
Right.
You know, like because the phantom will be scary, but I think it should be based more on gore than.
That's tough
shock
too.
value.
That's a good point because what does qualify? When you see it, sometimes you're like, well, that definitely would. But other times you're like, I mean, it's just scary. It's not gory. So
Yeah.
I don't know. That's tough.
Next question.
Next question. Go ahead.
I got one here. Besides war and diplomacy, what would be the best way for countries to settle disputes?
Besides war and diplomacy.
Rock, paper, scissors? What are we talking about here?
Well,
let's think outside the box here.
I think, okay, if I'm Kamala Harris and I'm the president of the United States, I think I could just ask them and they would just do whatever you wanted because people are decent.
That's diplomacy.
Why don't you go first, Brad?
Yeah.
All right. How about this? How about Lego building contests? You have an independent judge.
Ryan, why didn't you think of that?
And you decide
so that's where
on
we're
what's
going.
going to be built.
All right.
And then you say, all right, give me your best Lego builder, and I'll give you my best Lego builder, and we'll build it. Or we could just do single combat. You pick your champion, and they pick their champion. They battle, and whoever loses, the country loses.
I think it should be hide and seek. Ryan?
Two people, well, if it's two countries, two leaders sitting at a table. Something's happening and I don't know what it is, but it's very funny.
You don't even know what I said?
No, I don't know what you said. Two people. All right,
Anyway.
two leaders of countries who are in a dispute. They sit down at a table with a county fair logo or banner behind them, and you tie their hands behind their back and you put a pie in front of them.
Pie eating contest.
Smash that face in that pie. Whoever finishes the pie first, they win.
Done.
Done.
Next question.
Next question. I got one here. This is from Info Dude. Have any of you ever owned a vehicle that was produced before you were born?
No.
Yeah, I have.
Have you?
Yeah, it was a 79 Ford Thunderbird.
That's kind of cool.
Yeah, it was kind of cool. It was my first car.
My first car was produced the year after I was born. It was an 82 Cutlass Sierra. So, no, I've never owned a car that was made before me.
I don't know that I've ever owned a car that wasn't 10 years old or older.
I know what you're saying because I think I've only owned one new car ever, and it was my little Ford Focus that I drove, Fiesta.
Never have I owned a new car. Never. I've never bought a brand new car off a lot. First off.
The only reason I did that was because it was $9,000.
See?
I'm like, hey, I can afford that maybe.
The only reason I haven't is because they're like $35,000, $40,000
oh, yeah,
or more.
now, for sure.
Next question.
Next question. I'll ask one of my own here. Would you consider yourself a health nut?
No. I would consider myself health conscious, but not a nut. I think that would be a disservice to health nuts.
Follow-up question.
Uh-huh.
What makes a person a health nut?
Somebody who prioritizes it above, like in your life you have to make sacrifices, and they don't ever sacrifice on health.
Okay. I would answer that question by saying that it's somebody who that is their main hobby or maybe even part of their profession. That's what they focus on.
Yeah, I was going to say something similar to what Annie said. It's like in your top 3 priorities or something like that.
Yeah.
And no, I wouldn't consider myself a health nut.
Would you?
You know what? I'm right on the line here, but I'm going to say no.
What line?
I'm right on the line between being just health conscious and a health nut. You guys know I kind of straddle that line. Let me ask you one follow-up question now. Do you think that among health nuts or really health conscious people, there is any sort of political lean to those people?
No. I think I can think of lefties that are that way and righties that are that way.
Same, yeah.
Me too. I just didn't know because with the RFK stuff, you know, people who are health nuts, they research, especially food. And so I just wonder what that does. If that's your priority, like if that's your number one thing in life is that you are health conscious, and you're on the left, you hear RFK going, hey, I'm going to change food. I'm going to make food better. We're going to eliminate all these chemicals and things. Does that, you know, put you into a bit of a quandary? I just wonder.
Got another one?
I'm going to ask one that Dash asked just because I think it needs to be addressed. How did you do at your speech last night, Ryan?
Oh, I did get I got a text message last night from Hannah, and there's really only one way to do this, and that's just to read it. Hannah, thank you for giving me permission.
I didn't know this, so I was sitting next to Hannah, but I didn't know this.
I got a picture, a really Ryan Wiggins-like picture of him sitting there at the table with Hannah in the background. So Ryan is sitting there with the creepiest looking smile on his face and a Glamour Shots, you know, cheek to fist, elbow on the table, like, oh hey, that's how I describe that. And I'm
wearing the shirt.
And then she didn't text me any words with that picture.
Okay.
And I said he fully committed, LOL, with some laughing faces. And then she wrote, he just put his fingers in the appetizer not knowing it was food.
Okay, that kind of happened.
I go, wait, what? And then she writes in quotes, oh, that's food. I thought it was garnish.
Okay, that is a direct quote. And also our GM wrote that quote down in her phone as well. Yeah, I know. Okay, that did happen. But here's the thing. It was a cheese. It was like a cheese dip with some bread. And so we're all sharing it. And I went to move what I thought was garnish in the middle of the cheese. And it was like a honeycomb. And so I moved it. I'm like, oh, you can eat that. I thought that was a garnish.
You stuck your fingers in it?
Well, I was just moving it for everybody. And then I realized it was food and that nobody could eat it now that I had touched it.
So did you eat it?
I did. I just went ahead and ate it. When it was honey, it was really good.
How was your speech?
Okay. Here's the thing. I had what I would call a number of false starts on the speech because I realized after false start number 3 or 4 people weren't doing speeches. So I was like, okay, and I'd ting the glass and I'd start talking, and people would be like, no, and
They didn't stop talking.
They just keep talking. But the one time the GM tings her glass, everybody listens to her. So
she's in charge.
I guess. So anyway, the answer
You're
is
letting this award go to your head there, buddy.
my speech did not go as planned. And I would say I had 10, 15 minutes that I got maybe 20 seconds of it out.
What did you say?
I just started with greetings mostly. I didn't even get through the intro. Just thank you all for being here. You know, it's a tremendous honor. I realize that all of us are winners, but some of us are winners more than others. And then it would stop like right there and people would just start talking again. So that was kind of unfortunate.
What did Hannah say in her speech?
That's, I guess, like I said, nobody else gave speeches.
Oh.
So it was hard to gauge.
What did they say about your shirt last night?
Some people tried to compliment my shirt.
What do you mean they tried to?
You could tell that they were.
Don't?
You could tell that they were kind of at a loss what to say. Like they were saying things that they thought would come across as nice, but you could tell they were kind of struggling with it the whole time. So I did let them know that, you know, this shirt, I had to commit to it because I said I would on the air, and then they kind of said okay. But it didn't. I'm a little concerned that I've created a reputation where that doesn't even matter anymore.
I was gonna say, did you go there? Did you wear that shirt? And everyone was like, "Oh, Ryan, you look nice." Then they went on with it.
They kind of did. It didn't really move the needle.
So what you're saying is, people think that you and that shirt belong together.
I think what I'm saying is that I need to rethink some of my life decisions because I've established kind of a plumb line that I'm not sure I'm comfortable with.
What did Katie say whenever you got home?
That's another good question. I walked in and she was watching something on her iPad facing away from me. And so I had to stand there for a good 30 seconds before she finally turned to see why I was standing there. And then she said, "Are you really? Did you go change into that just now?" And I know I wore this. Where did you even? She never. This is the first time I ever worn it. She where did you even get this shirt? And I said, my very good friend got it for me for my birthday. And she knew exactly who that was.
Which friend it was? She had him pegged?
Yep, she knew.
And then what did she say? Did she laugh? Was she smiling? Was she concerned? Did she let you stay in the house?
She eventually kind of smirked.
Like this morning?
But I think like our coworkers, they've all just kind of shrugged now.
Well, this is your moment, Ryan. You've arrived.
Yeah, I really have, because this must be what freedom feels like. You can kind of do anything you want, and people go, whatever. It's just Ryan.
Oh, boy, that shirt. Let's take a quick break. When we come back, we'll wrap up the show. What scares you the most? Spiders, hides, snakes, or something else? We'll get to your comments when we come back. You can go to the Annie Fry YouTube channel to vote in the YouTube live chat poll. It's there on YouTube in the live chat. Erica said, I know Annie is terrified of spiders, but I'm not afraid of something I can easily squish. I'm afraid of economic collapse, war, fatal diseases, and evil people. Well, I'm afraid of those things too. But what if they come up with spiders? Kurt said he's afraid of people who want to destroy our Constitution and our Republic. Julie said spiders because they are most relevant. I don't encounter snakes or heights as often. Julie, I'm with you, girl. We'll be right back.
This is the Annie Fry Show. The Annie Fry Show is streaming online. Watch us live on YouTube and subscribe.
Air Comfort Service. You find them online at aircomfortservice.com. And I've had this particular service done in my home from Air Comfort Service, and it has done such an amazing job at improving the airflow in our house. You're paying a lot of money to heat that air in the winter and cool that air in the summer. And you need to make sure that when that air is blowing through the ductwork in your home, that it is reaching the destination it's intended to. When AeroSeal duct sealing is applied to the ductwork in your home by Air Comfort Service, the first thing they're going to do is measure how much leakage that you have in your ductwork throughout the course of your home. They're going to be able to measure that so that they can then go through and seal it. And when you work to get the Air Comfort Service AeroSeal duct sealing done, at the end, you're going to have a much more efficient system that while your air conditioner and furnace have been working so hard, they're going to be able to get the job done with less time spent heating and cooling that air. If you're interested in an Air Comfort Service AeroSeal duct sealing, call them at 314-513-0091 and let them know that Annie sent you. AirComfortService.com.
One of the things with running is I want to enjoy the run, but I never made it very far because the arches in my feet just killed me. So when I got to the end of my rope and I said I have to do something to get rid of the pain, and a couple people recommended the Good Feet store to me, I loved how I could go in and get a free personalized arch support fitting. They put that time, that work, that effort into helping you find the right arch supports. And you can walk around the store with these in your shoes and try them out before you purchase them. So after I got my arch supports, the arches of my feet stopped hurting and the pain instantly, literally instantly went away. So if you have pain, go. Find a Good Feet store and go. There is an answer. Find the simple solution that will get rid of your pain. I'm Rondi, and that's my Good Feet story.
See how Good Feet arch supports work for you before you buy with a free fitting and test walk at the Good Feet store.
Visit one of our 2 locations, Creve Coeur and Shiloh, Illinois, and at goodfeet.com.
Are you a business owner looking to grow and succeed? The St. Charles Regional Chamber is here to help. I'm Scott Tate, President and CEO. As the region's largest chamber with nearly 1,200 members, we offer networking, marketing resources, educational programs, and more to support your business. Whether you're a seasoned entrepreneur or starting out, we have the right membership option for you. Explore our investor levels for exclusive benefits or try our free basic membership. For more information, visit stcharlesregionalchamber.com.
Financial health is more than just really the investments. You have to look at tax consequences. You have to think about legacy planning or generational planning or your healthcare options. Those all go together with your financial health.
Join Matt Goolsby for Retire Hour to hear his team in finance, healthcare, estate, and taxes discuss changes in law, strategic planning, and answer listener questions. Submit your questions to be answered live on air at retirehour.com. Retire Hour, Sundays at 7 a.m., right here on KFTK.
We've been asking you today what you're most afraid of here on October 4th. 10-4, good buddy. What scares you most? Spiders, heights, snakes, or something else? That's today's Friday YouTube live chat poll. You can find that by going to YouTube, typing in Annie Fry. You will see today's date, 10-4, and you click on that. All of the stream and the question will come up there. 248 or 246. This time check is sponsored by Jerry Kelly Heating and Air Conditioning.
It's time for a $98 furnace tune-up.
Even though the weekend has sort of arrived, we cannot officially start until we get to a Reardon Roundtable this afternoon. So we are set to go after Fox News. Jane will be here. State Rep Steve Butts, Gene Evans, all on the panel. A lot of stuff going on. Bernie Miklas at 5:07. Rick Wakeman from Yes at 5:25. It is a loaded show. We get started right after Fox News at 3.
This is the Annie Fry Show. Follow Annie on Twitter at Annie Fry Show.
It's a totally iconic song.
Yeah, totally.
When you hear the song, what are you thinking about?
Oh, man, I'm thinking about all kinds of late nights. Thinking about good friends. Thinking about even closer friends. Thinking about Ethan walking in right now and wondering what we're talking about.
Sorry, Ethan.
Sorry, Ethan.
No words for that.
Yeah, I'm a huge saxophone fan.
Mm-hmm.
You know. You said you don't like it?
Not so much.
Why?
It makes me laugh.
Well, that should make you love it.
And it makes me not take songs with it seriously. I mean, in the sense that we're making Weird Al songs, then yeah, I like it.
What's the most underrated instrument?
Somebody who's rocking a tambourine on the hip, who's just way into it at a show. That's underrated.
Brad, you like saxophone?
I do. I like saxophone. There was a guy that played in our church band for a while. He was Air Force, and his job in the Air Force was to play in the Air Force band. So he was really good. And we're like, so do you need any music? He's like, nah, just tell me what key we're in. And then he would just let it rip. And it was the most amazing thing that I'd ever heard.
That would go so unnecessarily hard, having a saxophone in your church band.
It did.
I can't
it
get
went
over that.
That does
great.
sound weird. Like when they play along with the organ?
No, we don't have organ.
Oh.
We have like pianos and guitars and stuff like that, contemporary worship
It's
music.
just not your typical, like you said, you have the guitars, you have the drums, and then you just got this guy ripping a sax up there.
He was so good.
That's the kind of stuff that gets played in Chick-fil-A. Like almost exactly. The saxophone doing the vocal part, that's pretty much what it is.
Most underrated instrument, Ethan? Brad?
Oh, jeez. Go ahead, Brad.
I think it's an electric guitar, or not electric guitar, steel guitar with distortion for like a rock song.
Oh, man, you kind of put me on the spot there. I don't know how it's not really underrated, but I love piano. I think it's so pretty. Yeah, just a very elegant sound to it.
Cello.
Ooh, cello's good.
Harp, steel drums in a hymn.
You're just saying things.
Yep. How great thou art with steel drums. Don't knock it till you've tried it.
That cello.
Have you tried it? Have you tried it?
I didn't say I had. I just said don't knock it.
He hasn't knocked it.
And I'm not knocking it. Look at me over here. I'm not knocking anything.
Your implication is that it has been knocked.
I'm not knocking that. I'm not knocking
Steel
I'm
drums
not knocking
in
steel
a
drums
hymn?
in a hymn. No way.
What kind of hymn goes with steel drums?
I just said how great thou art.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Well,
Get Perry
hypothetically.
Farrell on steel drum.
Is that made up?
Knocking down Dave Navarro.
Okay. All right.
I have no idea what's happening.
No, he says things like this. And are you talking about people from Foo Fighters or whatever right now?
No, that's from Jane's Addiction.
Okay.
And
Yeah,
that
but he
just
says
happened.
that, and then you say other bullcrap things like that stupid name of that cologne that I didn't know if it was real.
Johnny Donkin and the
Johnny
Funky Bunch?
Donkin.
Well, now what are you knocking Johnny Donkin? How can you do this?
Well, just read the reviews online.
I will. Oh, gosh.
The people of Twitter have been sending me the links to your $30 Amazon shirt from yesterday.
That's ridiculous.
No, and it comes with long sleeves.
That's
and
probably the
short
cheap
sleeves.
version that they found.
No, they found both.
No, my friend wouldn't do that to me. He would only spend a lot on me because
And
he
all
loves
of the
me.
things that you were saying on the air were also in the reviews. Go read the reviews. It's a complicated shirt. And
the patterns are super complicated. That's what makes it so expensive.
Yeah, so expensive. And everybody is doing, like, it is a Wiggins bit review after a Wiggins bit review. And I was simultaneously amused and pissed. I was laying in bed last night at 1 a.m. going, he didn't even come up with this crap himself. Person after person on there talking about how it's a $300 shirt, but it should be more.
I've never been more pleased to hear that. After a segment, to hear you go, I was simultaneously amused and pissed. It's really my
Actually,
goal.
generally how I feel about you.
That's great. That is really great. That's why I'm just a happy guy, because I'm achieving my life goals every single day.
Yeah, when I asked the YouTube live chat poll question, myself, what scares me the most? Spiders, easily. Go to Brad, he's at heights. I walked past Ethan on my way to talk to Brad. He's like, I go, this isn't like deep and existential. This is just like what scares you. He goes, I don't like snakes. I'm like, perfect. And then I went into Ryan, and he's like,
I was like,
oh, I don't know.
No, dying alone.
I know I asked you if death scares you. You go, nah. I was like listing common fears. He didn't have
And then
them.
I said, public speaking. And then I realized what I do for a living.
Yes.
And you were like, you can't say that, you dummy. I was like, it's true.
I didn't say dummy.
Well, you implied it.
That's possible. He couldn't come up with anything.
I couldn't, so I said other.
You said that
No, but
not being in control.
Yeah. Losing control, not being able to solve something or figure something out. But then I did, to my credit, after you left my office, you came in here and you were creating the poll and you were creating the live stream and stuff. And I ran back in and I yelled clowns. And you were like, it's already up. I already made the poll.
That's not true. You didn't come in here and say clowns.
I did. I yelled clowns. I don't know if you heard it, but I did yell clowns.
You just said that she said something
You probably scared other people in the office when you yelled,
Well,
clowns!
I think I yelled clowns, and then I ran in here and I said, I have one. And you said too late.
No, you said something, but it wasn't
Yeah,
clowns.
but you told
said
me too
clowns
late.
before we started the show.
Oh, and it was natural disasters.
That's what you came. You came in here and you told me natural disasters.
Yeah.
And I said I'm afraid of a massive Helene hurricane more than I'm afraid of a spider. We can't put these in the same poll.
Yeah. Dang, it's such a shame that you didn't hear me yell clowns, because that would have been perfect.
I didn't. I don't like them.
I don't either. And I think it would have won. Between spiders, heights, snakes, and clowns, only one of those things
Are you sticking by snakes, Ethan?
can crawl into your crawl space and come up through your vents.
Actually,
I guess
spiders.
a few of those things could.
They could do that too.
Actually, I think the clown would have the most challenge.
Who picked heights? Was Brad? Was that yours?
Yeah, heights.
I don't understand. I don't know. Heights has never been an issue for me.
Heights isn't scary. Falling to your death is.
I mean, hypothetically, I can understand
Gravity.
how. Oh man, we're way up here, but I don't know. That one's never been one
It's a
that's
phobia.
bugged me.
It's irrational. I mean, it's a little rational because falling off would be bad, but it's a phobia.
I think you could really apply that rationale to any of those. You can say, oh boy, we're really high up here. Oh boy, look, a snake. Oh my gosh, a spider.
Oh, look, it's a
Yeah,
clown in
but
my
you're a
vent.
little bit more. You're in. With,
I'm an
with,
undecided
with
voter.
heights, you can be a little bit.
Natural disaster.
With heights, you can be a little bit more in control of it.
Yeah.
You can't really be in control of what a snake's going to do or what a spider's going to do.
Spiders and snakes, in that regard, are similar in that their movements are so quick and completely unpredictable, which I think is what freaks me out about them.
Right.
Like you can, I've said this before, but the way I kill a spider is by covering it in whatever is left in the can of shaving cream that I can find or whatever, and I pile it up on top of them so that
cool.
if they crawl away, they leave a trail.
Oh, wow. Does that fight its way out?
Not if you use enough, but it's happened.
Does it suffocate?
I didn't ask it.
Man, I want to try this now.
My husband will come
This is
home and
pretty
I'll be like, you need to
diabolical.
go up in the bedroom. And I got a big shaving cream
And make
circle
them
on the
suffer.
floor.
Real question. What would you rather see? If you saw somebody
hate this already.
walking down the street waving at you, but there's no parade, there's nothing, just walking around waving, would you rather it just be a random person or a clown? Ethan?
I think the dead air siren's going to go off here in a
Yeah.
second.
That's always Ryan's goal.
Wait, so you're asking
If you'd rather a
clown?
normal person wave at you or a clown.
But no, they're just walking around waving at everybody. It's not you in particular, but they do wave at you.
This is a really weird question. I'm going to go normal person.
I changed my biggest fear.
Is it
My
that?
biggest
with
fear is
Ryan?
being locked in an elevator with Ryan. Elevators.
Me too, because locked in would be tough. That would be somebody maliciously putting us in there.
Ethan, do you have the results for today?
I do.
Let's hear 'em.
What scares you the most? Spiders, heights, snakes, or other? 41% said other, 28% say heights, 21% snakes, and just 11% say spiders.
Well, I'm part of that minority there.
Mm-hmm.
You win today, Ryan.
Thank
Other.
you very much.
Ryan in the category of other for Friday
I
afternoon.
took all of the other fears.
Yeah. Thank you for listening today. Stick around. The Reardon Roundtable is coming up next. So you got it right here on 97.1 FM Talk. St. Louis is home for conservative talk. We appreciate you so much. Don't move. We'll be right back.
I'm gonna lose control tonight. What do you want from me? I'm not America's sweetheart. So beat the drum with me.
That's Rick talking about his experience with Rhino Shield ceramic coating.
We got Rhino Shield 18 years ago, and they were very cooperative on getting us the right paint. They were in and out and done in no time. Once it was finished, looked great. We were very happy with it.
The main reason Rick called Rhino Shield is because it's backed by a 25-year transferable warranty.
We've watched a lot of people get their house painted 3 or 4 times, and we haven't had to do any of it. I don't know about you guys, but I don't want to have to paint it every 5-7 years.
Take a tip from Rick and put down the paintbrush and call Rhino Shield for your free evaluation. 877-25-RHINO. 877-25-RHINO. Or visit 877-25rhino.com.
We got Rhino Shield 18 years ago. Financially makes sense, especially if it's going to last like this did. Still looks great.
Call now. 877-25-RHINO or 877-25rhino.com.
Don't paint, don't Rhino. Go Rhino Shield. Never paint your house again. Rhino Shield.
Hi, I'm Bob Kershaw with Retirement Advisory Group. Are you worried about market volatility in this election year? Are you concerned your money won't last you through retirement?
Hi, I'm Tammy Kershaw, and as a family-owned business, we are committed to protecting your retirement, whether you're nearing retirement or already retired. We have a lot of folks that aren't aware of all the new investment choices that are available, which give you growth and protection from losses at the same time. Are you aware of all the fees that you are currently paying? We can show you how to avoid those fees. So come in now for your free retirement review and get a second opinion on your retirement plan. And just for coming in, you'll get a copy of our latest edition book, Your Key to a Worry-Free Retirement. Let us show you how to retire with confidence.
We are proud to say we haven't lost a penny of our clients' money in 38 years, and we won't lose a penny of yours either. Let our family help your family. Call us now at 314-993-9494 or go online to retirementkey.com. That's retirementkey.com.
Attention, Missouri residents in need of care at home. If you have Medicaid and need assistance with daily activities, you can receive free in-home care from a loved one, funded by Medicaid with no cost to you. Freedom Care, Missouri's #1 home care provider, gives you the power to choose who provides your care, and they get paid instantly. Imagine your daughter, son, a close relative, or trusted friend helping you with cooking, transportation, laundry, and other activities in your own home. You get the help you need, and your caregiver gets paid instantly after their shift. Freedom Care has over 5,000 five-star Google reviews and is #1 in Missouri for in-home care. If you have Medicaid and want great care from a loved one that's 100% free to you, go to freedomcare.com or call 314-557-3027.